From Tech CU Arena in San Jose, it's the second game of the 2022 NHL Rookie Faceoff as the LA Kings look to bounce back today against the Vegas Golden Knights. Hi everyone, Josh Schaefer and Daryl Evans with you again today. Thanks for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here in San Jose. The Kings narrowly fell to the Colorado Avalanche 3-2 yesterday to open the weekend showcase. But there were some positive takeaways for LA as well, including strong efforts from players like Taylor Ward, Brandt Clark, Quinton Byfield, among others. Who stood out to you, Daryl?
I think in the game, I like the effect that Ward had on the game. When he started off the game with the Pinelli line, I thought he really helped push that line. And then when he stepped on the line with Byfield, I thought that, again, he helped that line out. His presence out there, his physicality, and he ends up picking up a goal with that line. Back in the blue line, no doubt that Brandt Clark made some nice plays with the puck. That's exactly what you like to see in his game. Good deception in his game. I thought Anders Lee on the forecheck was very aggressive there. He got in there quickly. He had a couple of big hits. And back in the blue line, I thought Lajoie had a real solid game defensively, blocked some shots on the penalty kill, and prevented the Avalanche from maybe expanding on their lead early in the game.
Well, some of those guys are out of the lineup today because there are just some changes. Guys are rotating in and out throughout the course of this weekend showcase just to get everybody here into the lineup and keep everybody healthy. So the guys that are out are Byfield, Tyler Madden, Helge Grans, Kim Noziainen, and a few others. In the lineup today for the Kings, who were not playing yesterday, include Akil Thomas, Martin Kromiak, and Jordan Spence. Those three, among a few others, are also in. What are you looking forward to seeing from some of those guys today?
Well, I think from back in the blue line, if there are any power plays in the game, I think Jordan Spence will have an impact in that part of the game. I expect him to be able to break the puck out of the defensive zone and be really a calming factor in that regard, being able to set some of these young forwards up on the breakout. Up front, Kromiak, he's got great hands. Like to see him make himself available. He'll be alongside Akil Thomas to start the hockey game. So if those two can get out there and combine, work the puck between each other, they should be able to create some scoring chances. But I look for offense from all the three of the guys that I just mentioned, and most importantly, a real solid game from Jordan Spence. I expect him to be a leader in this game. He was outstanding last year, but I expect him to take it up a notch, and Brandt Clark to pick up where he left off yesterday.
The new goaltender today for LA is David Hrenak. Yesterday it was Jacob Ingham. He made 30 saves on 33 shots and was unfortunate to get beaten by that game-winning redirected goal in the final 4 minutes of regulation yesterday against the Colorado Avalanche. Today it's Hrenak, 16, 11, and 4 last year in the NCAA at St. Cloud State. And then after missing some time, including the NCAA tournament with an illness, he joined the AHL's Ontario Reign, played a couple of games there, made his debut against rival San Diego, and recorded a 3-0 shutout in his pro hockey debut. He finished the season 1-1-0 for Ontario. This Vegas team won yesterday, a narrow victory for the Golden Knights. They beat Arizona 3-2 here in San Jose. Last year, these two teams met in the rookie face-off finale out in Scottsdale, Arizona, resulting in another narrow Golden Knights victory. Starting goaltender today for the Golden Knights, Jesper Vikman. He was 17, 15, and 2 in the Western Hockey League this season, a former fifth-round pick back in 2020. He backstops this Vegas Golden Knights team that features a ton of draft picks this year. There aren't too many flashy first or second round picks among the Golden Knights today, but there sure are a lot of draftees in the lineup. We'll step aside for the anthem here in San Jose. Just a few moments from puck drop here in San Jose. Josh Schaefer, Darrell Evans with you. Thanks again for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here for Game 2 of the Rookie Faceoff. Today's scratches for the Kings. I mentioned a few guys in, a few guys out. The scratches: Tyler Madden, Andre Lee, Quentin Byfield, James Stefan, Helge Grans, Kim Nosiainen, and Mark Lajoie. For the Golden Knights, Daniil Chaika, Jacob Brabenec, Jacob Demick, Lucas Cormier, Patrick Guy, Marcus Callion-Kelly, Connor Ford, and Joe Fleming. The officials for today's game: the referees are Michaela Ball and Tatu Kunto. The linesmen, Benjamin Dubois and Jarrett Townsend. The top line for the Kings out against the top line for the Golden Knights, and the puck drops were underway here at TechCU Arena in San Jose. The Kings in the road whites moving from right to left across the ice as Angus Booth tries to clear the zone and cannot. A long shot got blocked, and the Kings angle it out of the zone. The Golden Knights in the dark jerseys today, the steel grays, moving from left to right. Those jerseys that they've worn at home the last couple of seasons. Long shot tipped over the net. Don't think Rennick saw the last deflection, maybe, but now it's tied up in the right wing, or in the left wing corner rather. Golden Knights with it, now spinning with it in the corner, Daniel D'Amato. Shuffled along the boards by Akil Thomas and then back to the near wall. Kings try to guide it ahead and then bouncing to the top of the circles where it's picked off by the Kings with Martin Chromiak.
Smart play there by Chromiak, letting things get settled down. A couple of guys want to get to the bench for some fresh legs. Give it to the defense, the transition in a good position. They're able to start a breakout.
Stretch pass up the right wing side. Taylor Ward drops it back. There's nobody there, and it's picked off by Vegas with Zach Dean, the former first-round pick. Keep an eye on Martin Chromiak today, as now Pinelli picks off the puck in toward the right circle. Pinelli just overskated the puck a bit and lost possession of it. Squirts free to the near circle. Taylor Ward tries to throw a check, and now it's picked up by Dean, who skates left to right over the red line up the near wall. Dean holds up inside the blue line, tried to shuffle it back, had it picked off by Pinelli again. He centers now for Taylor Ward. Ward fanned on a chance to try to pass it back to the left side, and then shuffled in front. Pinelli couldn't connect, back door. Back to the near wall, and McCallum skates it in, shoots, and off the side of the net it looked like, and then picked it up in the left corner. Tried to send it back up top toward the middle. It's picked off by Bennett Rosmi, and the Kings force it into the neutral zone. Intercepted by Vegas there, and trying to skate right back in was Sapovalev. And now the Kings with Brant Clark backhanding it in deep. Bouncing puck into the left corner, picked up by Jace Weir, and then cleared back up the near wall with 2 minutes off the clock here in the first period. Poked along through the neutral zone in front of the penalty boxes, away from Samuel Hellenius, and the Golden Knights will regroup in their own end. Stretch pass got deflected off a King's stick, and now Tyler Inamoto chases it down, lost an edge and fell back down onto his rear, but got right back up. Golden Knights shuffle it all the way up the boards to the left point, but it hops off of Ahak, sticking out of the zone. Tipped in by Vegas, on goal for David Rennick, and he plays it aside to the near corner. Inamoto ahead for Justin Knackbauer, inserted into the lineup today. Signed an AHL deal, the Kings organization. They're playing a little bit last year with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits in the ECHL, and now a chance to play for both Greenville and Ontario this upcoming season. Kings try to center from the corner. It's poked away by Vegas and then sent out of the zone. A foot race for it. It's picked up by Sauch. He turns, he centers, and a shot saved by Rennick. And no rebound with 16:58 to go.
Well, the best opportunity right there comes off the stick of Lee's. Lee's got that puck. A good little feed. We see Jordan Spence coming across. He cut the ice in half. He stood up, forced the pass, but everybody else lost their assignment going through the slot. Lee's trying to go upstairs. A nice job there by Hrenek, holding the short side, holding his ground, making a big save. Best scoring chance so far in the game.
Face-off won by Vegas. A shot from Brisson was blocked, and then he gets his own rebound and fires it on net. Stopped by Hrenek with 16:54 to go. Now, you said before this game, and we had kind of talked about what to expect going into Game 2, and you said you thought it might be a little bit more physical. Well, maybe even in the first 2 minutes, it might already be more physical than yesterday's game against Colorado.
Yeah, I think it's something that the Kings need to get themselves a little bit more involved, and that's only natural that, the first game everybody's just getting a feel for each other, but expect that to pick up here, and Vegas is a little bit more of a physical team just by looking at the lineup that they have and the size that they have, in particular back on the blue line. A lot of A lot of big bodies back there in the blue line.
Brisson left corner, has it roll off his stick, and the Kings will take it away. To the left side, Atu Yamsen. He turns and shoots it into the opposite corner. Chromiak chases it down, but not before Cholach could get there first for Vegas and send it back toward the Kings' end.
Yeah, Cholach does a really good job there getting back quickly in his own zone. As a defenseman, that's exactly what you want to do. Get your toes turned up ice. That way you can find one of the forwards, makes the breakout a lot quicker.
Taylor Ward near circle. Ward shoots, paddled away, and then down behind the net, Brett Kemp. Gets a little bit of help there from Pinelli. Drops it back. Ward shoots on a one-timer and a save by the goaltender, Vickman. And now Primo up the far wall. Hammered into the boards there, but gets it out of the zone, and the Kings will regroup and shoot it back in. Good look there from Taylor Ward. He scored from just inside the right circle yesterday on the power play. That tied the game at 2 for the Kings against Colorado. They end up falling 3-2. That late third period redirected goal by the Avs. Kemp in the right corner, around the circle. Leaves it for Pinelli behind the net. He couldn't collect it, and now Vegas out of its own end. Left to right, Lyndon McCallum cuts down the middle and dumps it down into the corner where he picks it up himself. Tried to avoid a check, but spun himself away from the puck, and it rolls all the way to the right corner for Korzak. He slacks it behind the net, and the Kings will take it and lift it back through neutral ice, back into the Vegas zone. It won't go far enough for icing, and the Kings can change with 5 minutes off the clock here in the opening period. Still scoreless between the Kings and the Golden Knights as the puck rolls through and Inamoto picks it off ahead of Sapovalev. Now right side Korzak sends it back around the boards. Inamoto got there first but couldn't collect it, and Gustafsson played it for the Golden Knights. Kings will take it away top of the circle, and then back and forth out of the zone. Hellenius feeds Bennett Rosmi. Rosmi enters the zone, tried to leave it through the left circle, and Caleb Lawrence streaking through the left circle, just couldn't put it on net. Inamoto shoots, and a save by the goaltender Vickman, no rebound, with 14:34 to play in the first period.
Good job there by Inamoto, getting the puck back on the left point. Hesitates for a split second, trying to buy the forwards a little bit more time to be able to get to the front of the net. Unfortunately, they're unable to take away the sight lines of the goaltender. That shot makes it an easy save coming from just inside the blue line. Face-off deep in the Golden Knight zone to the right of the goaltender.
Fourth line comes on for the Kings with Riley Fiddler-Schultz to take the face-off, flanked by Justin Knackbauer and Eric Allery. The puck rolls out of the zone, and Angus Booth tracks it down. Tried to find Knackbauer. It's sent back in, and now Jordan Spence picks it up for the Kings. Spence, nice cut. Tried to spin away from Justin Lees. Guided along to the near side for Knackbauer. Centers and takes a check. Now Fiddler-Schultz feeds right side. Spence enters the zone and holds up inside the blue line. He shoots, tipped wide right, and then slapped along back for Spence, who holds it in. Rims it around the boards counterclockwise to the near point for Angus Booth. Looks back down toward the circle. Shuffled back up top for Spence. His shot was blocked right into the skates of a Golden Knights player. And now up in the air off the end glass. It bounces toward and through the trapezoid until Knackbauer picks it up left corner. To the near point for Booth. Slings it toward the middle. Thomas shoots wide left. It rings off the boards and then bounces toward the left circle. Player goes down. Thomas works it free. Knackbauer shoots and a glove save by Vickman with 13:37 remaining in the first.
Not a lot on that shot there by Knackbauer, but he puts it on net. Going back to the breakout coming out of the Kings zone. Jordan Spence, a nice job on an escape move there. He eventually sends it back to his partner in behind the net, but what he does is he draws two of the Golden Knight forwards towards him. That opens up a seam down the other side, allowing the Kings to exit the zone clearly in possession of the puck.
Shots even at 4 apiece through the first couple of minutes. Yamsen was knocked away from the puck, and the Golden Knights will send it back behind the net. William Rydell, who had it for a moment, then Chromiak feeds it down into the right corner for Yamsen. Takes a check. Thomas slaps it along the boards counterclockwise, and the Kings just can't hold it in with Cameron Saprika at the near point. All the way back into the Kings zone. Saprika wins the foot race in front of Brendan Brisson, the Michigan product, and then sent back behind the net. Brant Clark now, the left side for Yamsen, and then centered toward the middle for Chromiak. Keep an eye on Martin Chromiak today. He didn't play yesterday, but he dominated the rookie faceoff last year, led the Kings in goals, and finished with 4 points in 3 games. The right corner, Chromiak with it now after a phenomenal season in the Ontario Hockey League where he was on the same line as top 5 pick Shane Wright. Inamoto guides it back. Back and forth, and Pinelli left side. Cuts toward the middle, around the logo at center ice, flicks it right side for Kozior, who steps in. Slung along the blue line now. Inamoto, top of the left circle. Inamoto shoots, blocked, and the rebound put off the side of the net. Pinelli had a chance at it. As the puck rolls free, the Kings hold it in. Kozior shoots, blocked in front. The rebound rolls through the hash marks in the right circle. And then the Golden Knights turn back up ice again with 8 minutes off the clock here in the opening period in San Jose. Banked off the near wall toward the Kings' blue line. Slapped and left by Primo. And up the right side, McCallum. He holds up near circle. Tries to backhand it toward the middle. Rolls to the left circle. A wrist shot. Save Rennick. Rebound score! Lyndon McCallum on the rebound, fires it past Rennick into an empty net to give the Golden Knights a 1-0 lead with 12 minutes remaining here in the first period.
Well, the Golden Knights do a good job at stretching the Kings out defensively. They get the puck back to the point. Amak, the defender, lets that shot go. And a good job by Rennick finding that puck through traffic, but unfortunately wasn't able to control the rebound. It gets away from him to his left, and that's where we see McCallum. He comes right in there. He pounces on that rebound, jamming it past the goaltender into a vacated cage. Golden Knights strike first. They lead it 1-0.
Lyndon McCallum, 17 goals, 32 points in the East Coast Hockey League last season. The Kings tip it down into the left corner. McCallum's first goal of the weekend showcase. Left to right over the red line, Connor Corcoran. It's kicked out by the Kings, but not all the way out. Hemmerling run into the boards there. And in the right corner, Spence bodies a man up. The puck squirts free for Samuel Hellenius, and the big forward works it free for Rosmi. Backhanded up in the air, tried to find Lawrence near side. It's a big line here for the Kings, this third line. Bennett Rosmi, Samuel Hellenius, and Caleb Lawrence. Riley Fiddler-Schultz behind the net now for the Kings. Leaves it for Jordan Spence, who turns and looks up ice. Feeds it left side for Fiddler-Schultz. The lefty forward over the Knights line, but Nackbauer couldn't hold it in, and the Kings will have to touch up again with 11 minutes to play. Banked off the far wall. Ollery tipped it along for Fiddler-Schultz. He shoots wide left. It rolls to the circle, where it's picked up by Saprika. Sharp angle chance off the outside of the post, and with bodies in front, it rolled free, and the Golden Knights take it left to right over the red line. They can't get into the zone onside as Lees had played it with Svetlikov in front of him, and the Knights are offside with 10:46 to play in the first.
Also, Saprika coming down that on the left side boards there, tries to go short side on the goaltender. He puts it off the inside of that post and ends up bouncing back into the slot area, probably looking primarily more for a rebound than it was to actually score, but you keep the goaltender honest. Next time you might catch him by being able to make a pass across the top of the goal mouth.
The Vegas goal, scored by Lyndon McCallum, is first of the weekend, assisted by Leighton Ahak and Caden Korzak at 8 minutes of the first period. Kings in their own end. Thomas plays it back, and now Saprika hands it off for Akil Thomas. He speeds down the middle, head fake, now dances to the left circle and picks it up left corner. Backhands the puck around the boards to the right side for Clark. Long shot and a sliding save by Jesper Vikman to the far side of the crease, and no rebound.
Kings still looking for a grade A scoring chance so far here. The shots that they've had have come from the perimeter. The goaltender has been able to get his eyes on him from an early position. Haven't been any rebound attempts, so Kings again need to be a little bit more puck support and get some traffic towards the front of that net. Get into those hard areas, make it a little bit more difficult for Vikman, the goaltender, to be able to find the puck.
Offensive zone faceoff win for the Kings, but a bouncing puck jumped over Clark's stick, and he couldn't hold it in at the right point. Try to stretch pass, knocked down by McCallum, the goal scorer, and he shoots it over the Kings line down into the right corner. Rolls into the trapezoid. Clark rims it around. Ahak holds it in left point. Nice job by Leighton Ahak to keep it in. Sent down in deep for Mason Primo now, and then behind the net for Vegas. Into the right corner. Left there for Korzak. Sharp angle centering feed. Was tipped wide by Primo, and Korzak gets it back. Poked off his stick. Ahak holds it in, but then turns it over. Played up the right wing side for Yamson, but he was slowed down as he had to try to turn around, and then he ran a man over at the blue line. That was Korzak. Golden Knights left to right over the red line. Dean shoots it around the boards. Rennick tried to slow it down but couldn't, and Kemp leaves it for Landon Kozior. Near side, the lefty D-man Inamoto for Ward. Couldn't connect with Pinelli, and then Pinelli turns it over to Hemmerling. Ben Hemmerling, the righty forward, takes a heavy check from Nackbauer, or rather Kozior, as it's tipped up the right side by Pinelli. Chased down and collected there by Vegas, and then sent back over the blue line. Cycled back to the left side, and Ward shoots it in. Up behind the net by Cholach for Vegas, and it took a funny bounce off of Stanchion out of the zone, and Inamoto regroups for Taylor Ward. Two NCAA products back and forth, and now Ward over the red line. He cuts toward the middle, had it roll off his stick, tried to keep it alive, but then turned it over, and now Vegas with Sapovalev, left circle, shoots, glove save Hrenak. It jumped out of his glove and then picked up by Hellenius. He speeds up the near wall, takes a shoulder check there and lost the puck, and Vegas right back in. Down the middle, flick toward the left circle, a shot that dribbles wide left, and then picked up by Vegas again. Cycled back to the blue line for Weir. He turned it over, and here come the Kings again. Rosmi shuffles left side. Jordan Spence cuts to the middle. Rink-wide pass, right circle, shot, and a save, or rather blocked in front on the shot from Caleb Lawrence. And then played back up top for Booth, who holds it in. Tried to throw it in front. Clearance attempt fanned on by Rydell, but Vegas forces it out of the zone with 8:10 remaining in the first period.
Yeah, Lawrence has got to be a little bit more prepared to make a one-time shot there. Jordan Spence did a great job being able to get that puck across the ice, change the point of attack, but the release has to come a lot quicker off the stick of Lawrence.
Good play by Riley Fiddler-Schultz to force a turnover, and now Lawrence at his own blue line. Caleb Lawrence says, as he turns it over here to Brisson, he shoots and a save by Hrenak, no rebound, and he falls backwards in the blue paint. Scary moment there for David Hrenak after the turnover from Lawrence, but he makes the save and keeps it a 1-0 Vegas lead with 7:51 to play in the first period. You see that physicality that we talked about, Daryl?
Yeah, there's no doubt there's a little bit more bite in the game. The Kings, being that they didn't play against Vegas yesterday, so we don't know exactly how physical their game was, but the Kings are getting more involved by taking the body. I think that has a lot to do with the pace that Vegas is playing with. Their forwards are getting in quick on the forecheck. They're making contact on the Kings defense. So on the other hand, down at the other end, we haven't seen it quite as consistently as you'd like to see it. With the Kings forwards, they've got to put better placement on the puck, on the forecheck to be able to go in there, hit the defense, maybe force a turnover, which will generate some more grade A chances. Again, scoring chances right now favor the Golden Knights, and they have a 1-0 lead with 7:51 left in the first.
Yeah, the shots on goal for the Golden Knights, 9 for the Kings, 6 through the first couple of minutes. And they lead 1-0 on the goal from Lyndon McCallum, assisted by Leighton Ahak and Caden Korzak, that top defensive pairing for Vegas. Ahak and Korzak, good pairing here. I think it was probably one of the better pairings we've seen, either by the Kings, the Golden Knights, and Colorado. In the small sample size that we do have, two players that not only played professionally last year, but spent time together in the AHL with the Henderson Silver Knights, Ahak and Korzak. At the end of last season, Korzak even made his NHL debut for the Golden Knights. Ahak picks it up, skates down, tried to lay it off in front, and it was slowed down by the Kings for goaltender David Hrenak. With 7:43 to go, he scoops it up. Fiddler-Schultz centered the fourth line yesterday for the Kings. Had Eric Ollery out there with him. The new addition to that line is Justin Knackbauer on the left wing, but he's the interior of the circle here. And now, gloves drop. It's going to be Justin Knackbauer and Mason Primo. Two heavyweights here. Knackbauer latches on, trying to get the right free as Primo comes over the top. Couple of jabs from each of them as Primo swings and misses, and Knackbauer's trying to go underneath and then over. Primo with an uppercut and loses his helmet, with Knackbauer responding. The helmet's kind of dangling there in between the two of them as Knackbauer throws a couple of jabs, and then the linesman will break it up. A quick one from Primo and Knackbauer, but an entertaining one. They'll sit 5 minutes each for fighting. 7:39 to go in the first period.
Yeah, a couple of big bodies out there. Primo with a little bit of a slight advantage when it comes to reach, standing at 6'6", but Knackbauer did a good job at protecting himself. You look for the other player to swing, and then you find your opening, you get in there and throw your own punches. So no damage done on either side. Both players are in the respective penalty box, should get 5 each for fighting, and the strength on the ice should remain at 5-on-5.
Well, there was a quick moment there where it took a second to figure out who had actually dropped the gloves, because immediately both pairs of gloves and both sticks were on the ice, but everybody on the ice kind of dispersed, and the two of them took a big wide circle before they came together for the fight. Off the face-off, the Golden Knights win it. Then back to the blue line for Jace Weir. Sends it into the corner. Sharp angle shot there. And a save by Hrenak with 7:33 remaining. The right circle face-off taken away by the Kings. Rakeel Thomas up there for the draw. Yamson leaves it for Thomas. Stick handles his way out of trouble for a moment and then drops it back for Cameron Saprika. Brant Clark feeds it up the right wing wall, tipped in by Chromiak, but intercepted and sent back to the Kings zone. Clark couldn't connect with Thomas in the neutral zone and then sent right back into the Kings end. This is icing against Vegas with 7:10 to go.
And the Kings right now, they're going to make a line change, get some fresh legs on the ice. Golden Knights iced the puck, so unable to do so. So they've got some players out there that have been out for a little bit of an extended period of time, but nothing happens if you don't win the faceoff, and that's an area where the Kings, I thought, at different parts of the game yesterday, they could have used a little bit of a help. When they did win faceoffs, they were in a lot better position.
D-zone faceoff won by Vegas after the icing. Played in front of the Knights bench, backhanded along for McCallum, the goal scorer. Loses it there to Kozior. Kings look up ice again. Yamson through the neutral zone. Skates left wing side. Atu Yamson circles the net, skates through the trapezoid into the far circle, sends it back to the blue line for Inamoto. His shot looking for a tip went wide and then picked up by Vegas. Yamson comes in, slight shoulder check from the young forward and then up the right side. Skating into the zone. Sapovaliv, and a long shot, tried to lay it off for Corcoran. It's blocked off a King's stick. And Chromiak had it for a moment, then lost it. Swats it out of the air. Now tied up over the blue line until Thomas takes it away for the Kings. Inamoto looks up the near wall for Martin Chromiak. Expected to make his pro debut this season. Tried to center it, and getting pinched off and then turned down to the ice there was Brett Kemp. He split between the defense and then was pulled down to the ice, and the Kings are going to get the first power play opportunity of the game here with 6:12 remaining in the period.
Yeah, the penalty is going to be an interference call against Corcoran. So again, by utilizing speed and driving the seams going into the offensive zone, this is where you put players in a vulnerable position. And Corcoran right now, he takes the penalty. 2 minutes for interference, so trailing 1-0. Kings will get their first power play of the afternoon. Remember, in game one yesterday against Colorado, they went 1 for 5 on a man advantage.
They scored on their first opportunity yesterday. Taylor Ward from just inside the right circle, a one-timer on a big, nice deceptive pass from Brant Clark. We get a little bit of a different unit to go here to start this one as Pinelli drops it back to the blue line for Booth. Slings it along, right circle. Yamson shuffles it back. It slowly rolls for Pinelli left side. Behind the net, Hellenius let it go. Yamson right wing wall, takes a check. And the Kings hold it in for a moment, but late Nahak picks it up and clears it. Hrenak behind his own net. And here come the Kings again. Yesterday, that top power play unit for the Kings had Byfield and Madden on it. They're not in the lineup today, but of course, Akil Thomas and Martin Chromiak are, along with Jordan Spence. Sent back toward the blue line. Nobody at the right point to hold it in, and Booth has to regroup. To the left side, Brett Kemp steps his way in, leaves it for Frankie Pinelli. Back to the blue line for Booth. Hands it off right side, and now Booth center point. To the left circle, Pinelli shoots, and a save by Vickman with 5:18 to play and 1:06 remaining on the Kings power play.
Now Pinelli picking up that puck, electing to shoot from the perimeter. Got to hesitate a split second. No traffic in front of the net. Vickman, the goaltender, he's going to make that save 99 out of 100 times because of the distance of where the shot is coming from and without any distractions around the net. This is where that pressure around the net, somebody's either got to provide a screen or be a distraction, maybe a potential pass, not allow the goaltender to focus so clearly on the shooter alone.
Chromiak right point after the faceoff win for Spence center point. Skates to the right, leaves it for Brant Clark left circle. Back up top for Spence. He shoots, it's tipped in front, and the goaltender almost inadvertently made the toe save. Right side Chromiak for Thomas, back for Chromiak. To the blue line now. Spence slings it left side for Clark. Back to the right side, Chromiak leaves it. Spence shoots, and a save in the glove of Vickman. Great puck movement for the Kings, and even teeing up a couple of chances here. And you notice that yesterday, the Kings played with 4 forwards on the power play. Today, just 3. But that's, the benefit of having two great offensive defensemen in Brant Clark and Jordan Spence on the blue line.
Yeah, you see Jordan Spence taking a primary role, being the quarterback on that power play in the top of the umbrella. He dished one off to the side, and then the second time he elected to shoot the puck on his own. He had one shot that was tipped, I believe, by Akil Thomas, and then his own shot that got on net. A lot of poise by Spence back on the point.
Clark fed by Spence, left circle now. Clark down in deep. Fed back for Clark, hash marks. To the left point, Spence slings it to the right side. Chromiak for Clark, left circle. Back up top for Spence. Chromiak, right circle. He waits, he shoots, it got blocked. He picks it back up with 15 seconds to go on the power play. Long shot, Spence tipped wide left. Clark on top of it, and then it's whistled dead. That was a very late whistle. Are they calling offside?
I believe so, yeah. Delayed offside there, yeah. Delayed call on the offside it was. Only 9 seconds left on that on the power play here for the Kings, but with the face-off coming all the way back into their own zone, not much of a chance of being able to get the puck back down at the other end. If they do create a chance, it'll have to come off of the rush. So a big face-off in the defensive zone for the Kings to the right of the goaltender, Hrenek.
4:21 to play first period. 1-0 Vegas on the goal by Lyndon McCallum. Off the face-off, Kings will take it away in their own zone as the final 5 seconds will tick off the clock, and Corcoran standing up in the Golden Knights penalty box as the puck was caught in Landon Kozior's equipment, it looked like. It took a moment to find it as everybody seemed to converge on him. Inamoto tries to step away from McCallum, nearly loses it to McCallum, but he shuffles it away for Rosmi. Rosmi behind the net, Kozior right side. Got enough on the tip to get it out of the zone, and now Korczak picks it up for Vegas and retreats. Fanned on, near side, played back over the red line now and sent into the zone by Vegas with Jordan Gustafsson. Behind the net, the Kings try to break out with 3:30 to go. Turned over in front, and McCallum shoots in a save by Hrenek. Right place, right time for Lyndon McCallum, but just couldn't beat Hrenek this time, and now it's nearly turned over. Rosmi throws a check on Korczak, but the Golden Knights recover nicely. 3:20 to play. The near side in the neutral zone, D'Amato. Over the logo at center. Over the blue line to the left side. His shot was blocked off a King's stick and wide. Brisson to the blue line for Corcoran, who shoots it back around the glass and behind the net for D'Amato. D'Amato, help from Morozov. Takes a bump from Riley Fiddler-Schultz. And then pressed into the end boards. Kings come in to try to dig it away with under 3 minutes to play in the first period. Kings come away with it in the trapezoid, but pickpocketed there. They try to center. Brisson boxed out by Ollery, and then left there, left side for Morozov. Spins away from Fiddler-Schultz. Morozov had it poked off his stick, then center point. Corcoran shoots off a stick and over the net. Booth knocked a man over, and it's backhanded well over the net for Corcoran, but he couldn't hold it in, and now Brett Kemp skates out of the zone for the Kings. He dumps it in and chases it down. Kemp, stick was broken. He got slashed, and then kept skating until he realized his stick was broken and had to just leave it there. There wasn't really a lot there on the slash, but I think a broken stick kind of proves that there was one. On the left side, Kings will take it away with Saprika. Played it ahead for Pinelli, who speeds in. He shoots rising shot over the glove of the goaltender and over the net. I'll play it back down into the corner. Slowed down there by William Rydell, and behind the net for Jace Weir. Cleared by Vegas with 2 minutes to play in the first period. The Golden Knights lead the Kings 1-0 here in Game 2 of the rookie faceoff here in San Jose. Saprika at his own blue line, waits for Brant Clark to hop on. Clark backhands it up the right wing side. It rolls into the Golden Knights zone, but not far enough for icing, and now Taylor Ward lost his stick. Weir leaves it, nearly turns it over, then does turn it over. Akil Thomas hands it off for Yamson, left circle. Yamson in front for Thomas, but he couldn't connect, and the goaltender Vikman shuffled it away. Weir near corner. Up top and smacked along the near boards or Lees. Svetlikov bumped into by Saprika, and then bodied up in the right corner by Inamoto. Saprika comes in to help out. Long shift for him. Clark's already off the ice, his defensive partner, and then played through the trapezoid into the far corner for Thomas. Can't clear just yet, but it bounces out of the zone, turned over and picked up the right wing side toward the circle. Wrist shot kicked out by the goaltender Vikman. That was Chromiak streaking into the zone. It's a guy you want to take that shot from the right circle maybe, and then the rebound, they just couldn't collect it. And now it rolls free for Chromiak again. Chromiak in front. Nice play by the Golden Knights with Korczak. and it rolls on net to be covered by Vikman with 41 seconds to play in the period.
Well, a chance there by Chromiak, an outnumbered attack at 2-on-1. He's coming down his strong side with the puck in possession. He tried to go to the far side of the net, and the goaltender Vikman makes a great right pad save. Unfortunately, he kicks that rebound out just a little bit too aggressively. It goes right past Rossmy there. Was unable to get a stick on it, but a good attempt there by Chromiak, his best chance here of the period.
41 seconds to play in the period. The Kings trail the Golden Knights 1-0. Hellenius comes on, wins the draw. Shuffled right side for Spence, who slaps it around the boards behind the net. Ward cuts it off for the Kings in the left corner as it poked away and then tries to fight to get it back. Guides it up for Booth, who couldn't hold it into the zone, and now picks it back up over the logo at center for Spence. He spins back around the red line with 20 seconds remaining. Booth leaves it for Spence. Up the right side, Ward mishandled it but gets it back. Holds up at the hash marks. Looked like he wanted to go back up top, but gets run into, surrounded by 3 players in the steel gray jerseys. Behind the net, Hellenius got slashed and lost his stick. And the Kings are going to get another power play here. Just 4 seconds remaining here in the first period. It might carry over to the second, but the Kings draw another power play in the Vegas zone. The Kings will have another time on the man advantage, and again, it looks like it's Connor Corcoran.
Yeah, Corcoran's going to go to the penalty box for the slash, and probably a penalty that you don't want to see. The Golden Knights had 3 players all around the Kings player. Good job there. Spence held his position back at the right point. We saw Ward in possession of the puck. He was looking like he was going to try to take it back. Smart play late in the period. You don't want to do that. He ends up drawing a penalty.
Puck drops, picked off by Korzak, and that's going to do it for the opening period here in San Jose between the Kings and the Vegas Golden Knights. 2 penalties in the first from Corcoran, and the Kings on their second power play opportunity of the game. It'll carry over for 1 minute and 56 seconds into the second period. The goal from Lyndon McCallum, the difference right now, and Vegas leads 1-0.
Yeah, I thought in that first period, in the early part, the Kings had a difficult time of getting quality chances towards the net. Golden Knights got on the board first, took that 1-0 lead, and I thought in the second half of the period, the Kings got a little bit more rubber towards the direction of the net. Vikman had a couple of saves that he had to make. You saw Chromiak come in on an outnumbered attack. Those are the things that you want to do. I thought the Kings' power play moved the puck around effectively. No doubt the presence of Jordan Spence back there, quarterbacking things from the top of the umbrella, definitely helped things out. And I think we'll see him at the start of the second period as the Kings, with their second power play of the game, will look to even this game up when they start the second period with the man advantage.
Shots on goal after 20. The Kings have 12. The Golden Knights have 12. But Vegas leads 1-0 on the goal from Lyndon McCallum, assisted by Leighton Ahak and Caden Korzak at the 8-minute mark of the opening period. We'll take a break, back for the second period, and a Kings power play when we come back to San Jose. Back for period 2 here in San Jose. Josh Schaefer, Darrell Evans with you. Thanks for joining us today. The Kings trail the Vegas Golden Knights 1-0 here as we start the second period, but Connor Corcoran sits 2 minutes for slashing, and the Kings will have a power play for the next 1 minute and 56 seconds to start the period. The Kings power players, Akil Thomas, the center, flanked by Martin Chromiak, and Taylor Ward. The defensive pairing is Jordan Spence and Brant Clark. Spence retreats to his own zone, and the Kings will look up ice. Start the rush and start the power play. Chromiak for Thomas, left side for Clark, back to the blue line for Spence. Right circle, Taylor Ward, fakes a shot, drops it back for Spence. To the left circle, Clark, waits, rink wide pass, Ward shoots, wide left. Clark couldn't hold it in. And Spence has to retreat to his own end to pick it up with 90 seconds to go on the power play.
A good puck movement there by the Kings, changing the point of attack, moving the puck from one side of the ice to the other, opened up a shooting lane. Unfortunately, Ward's shot was off the mark.
Clark skates toward the right circle, spins around in the corner, and looks back up top for Jordan Spence. Hands it off for Chromiak. Ford waits, looks toward the middle for Thomas. Back to the right circle. Thomas shoots and kicked out by the goaltender. Chromiak behind the net for Taylor Ward. Up top to the far point for Clark. To the middle for Spence. Back for Clark, left circle. He waits, he shoots, and a save by Vikman with 18:54 to play in the period and 51 seconds remaining on the power play.
Yeah, as much as you want to put pucks at the net, you also have to make sure that there's somebody aware that you're going to shoot the puck, somebody driving in that area to distract the goaltender. From that shot, from that far out, you're not going to beat too many goaltenders at this level. So Clark's shot from the perimeter there to the outside with no traffic was an easy save for the goaltender. He was able to absorb it in his midsection and hang on.
Thomas wins the faceoff. Clark rink wide pass for Spence, but it bounced away, and the Kings can't hold it in. Primo down the middle, short-handed, tried to step past Clark, but he makes a nice poke check to take it away for the Kings. Chromiak right side, cuts toward the middle. Now down into the left circle. Hands it off for Thomas and then Clark. Up top for Spence. To the right circle, Chromiak with 24 seconds left. To the left circle, waiting with it. Centering, Thomas tipped it on net. The rebound, they whack away at it. A swing and a miss. The Kings pick it up left circle with 15 seconds to go. Spence shoots, save, rebound, tipped out of the air by Ward and just dribbled wide. The Golden Knights take it with Svetlikov. They will clear it down the ice as the final few seconds tick off, and that'll do it for the Golden Knights penalty. The Kings now 0 for 2 on the power play today.
Unofficially 4 shots on goal on that man advantage. All coming here again with 1:56 remaining on that penalty that was taken back in the first period.
Kings get it in deep. No icing as it's cut off by Jace Weir. Kings will hold it in, and a shot on goal and a save by Vikman. And Yamson was crashing the net and was pushed out of the way. 17:44 remaining.
A shot from up high there by Angus Booth. Booth doing a good job just filtering the puck towards the net, not trying to beat the goaltender from up there. As you've got that forechecker coming at you, you want to make sure you get that puck past him as he did right there. Puts it right on goal. Allows the Kings and the Golden Knights to be able to make a line change. Face-off will be deep in the Golden Knight zone to the right of the goaltender, Vikman.
Hellenius steps up to the circle. Here's that big line. Hellenius, Rosmi, Lawrence. The right side, Ahak, the defenseman, tried to leave it for Brendan Brisson, and Brisson tracks it in the right corner. Hands it off for Morozov. Up top now, Ahak shoots, and a save by Hrenak with 2.5 minutes off the clock in the second period.
Ahak does a good job there. A left-handed shot playing the right point. Drifts into the middle of the ice, head up the entire time, looking to find a lane to get it through. He does just that. And the Kings goaltender right there does a good job. Hrenak goes down low. Was able to get his eyes on it, hang on to the puck, no rebound. Face off deep in the Kings zone to his right.
Morozov steps up, wins the face-off, pulls it back to the blue line for Corcoran, and tried to feed right circle for Brisson. Telegraphed that shot coming in, and the Kings poke it away. Kings send it back in, shot it off the end boards, chased down by Riley Fiddler-Schultz, finds Ollery, picks it up left corner, behind the net for Fiddler-Schultz. It's bumped into there, leaves it for Knackbauer. After that fight, back out on the ice. Flipped it wide, then tries to throw a heavy check there in the corner on who looked to be Cholach. Then right side Brisson mishandled it and went down. little surprised. Haven't seen a whole lot from that top line of D'Amato, Morozov, and Brisson so far tonight. As Clark bumped into by Cholach. Tied up right corner. Taken away by Fiddler Schultz. Tried to center for Yamsen. He got turned around. Now Brisson. Long shift for him. Couldn't find Morozov. And it will be icing against Vegas. And that line of Morozov, D'Amato, and Brisson still cannot change.
See Brant Clark trying to activate whenever he's on the ice, tries to become the odd man on the attack as he tried to go up ice right there. He was pinched by Cholach there on the near side boards, unable to get down below the goal line in possession of the puck. But you got to like the aggressive play, and that's exactly what the Kings will be looking for in the years to come. A defenseman to be able to jump up and join the attack to create outnumbered rushes.
Spence right point, sends it down behind the net for Chromiak. In the right corner, Martin Chromiak tried to leave it for Thomas and lost it. Behind the net, Corcoran. Knocked away from the puck by Akil Thomas, who picks it up, sends it back to the blue line. Booth slings it right side. Spence, his shot got blocked right there by D'Amato. I'll get it out of the zone. D'Amato, Brisson, and Cholach all change. Morozov could not get off the ice, and now he feeds it ahead for McCallum, and Morozov should be able to change here. McCallum left circle, holds up, spins, drops it back, they score! Mason Primo on the give and go with Lyndon McCallum, and that line gets it done again. And with 15:55 to play in the second, it's 2-0 Vegas.
A really nice play there by McCallum, taking that puck down the left side. When he recognized his avenue to the net was taken away, he pivots towards the boards, buys a little bit of separation. Primo, who comes in on that next layer, gets a perfect feed, quick release. He puts it past Hrenek. 2-0 Golden Knights here early in the second.
Primo only had 3 goals in the AHL last season for the Henderson Silver Knights, but he's one of those former draft picks here for Vegas, a 5th rounder a couple of years ago, adds on to the Golden Knights lead and makes it 2-0. Taylor Ward, right wing side, starts up with it for the Kings, cuts toward the middle, leaves left circle for Kemp, through his skates, now up top. Inamoto shoots wide left. Held in by Kozior, who shoots, kicked out by the goalie, and the rebound shuffled away by Primo and out of the zone. The goal, Primo, his first of the weekend, assisted by McCallum, who has his 2nd point of the game. He's got a goal and an assist. That goal coming at 4:05 of the second period. Right corner, Vegas picks it up. Fanned on for a moment, but they'll maintain possession in their own end. Try to stretch pass in the neutral zone. Knocked down by Pinelli. The Kings come back in, but Pinelli mishandled it. Dean had it for a moment and lost it. And now up for Primo, who tips it in. Vegas will change. Kings come back up ice with Cameron Saprika. Right side, Brant Clark. 2 apples yesterday for Clark. Factored into both Kings' goals. Saprika tried to get it in. It was tipped along by the Kings, but then intercepted by Vegas. Clark, nice poke check, knock it away from the Vegas forward, Ben Hemmerling. And then the Golden Knights would have been offside, had to touch up. Into the neutral zone, flip right side for Ollery. Fiddler Schultz chased it down, centers through the blue paint looking for Nackbauer. Left side Saprika. Leaves it, and Fiddler Schultz spins away from one man. Has the puck deflected off of his stick up in the air. The Kings try to force it down into the corner. Good shift there from Ollery. He's bumped off the puck though here, and Vegas will take it away at their own line. Left side with speed, sent into the zone by Hemmerling, and he got steered off the puck for a moment. Nice play by Booth to take it away, but nearly turned it over. Now the Kings will get it out. Down the middle with Ollery. Ollery shoots it in. That forward line will change. Spence and Booth, the defensemen, stay on. Hemmerling left side, left it toward the middle. Couldn't connect with Sauch. And now Sauch picks it up right side. Holds up at the hash marks. Spins back down in deep. Backhanded on goal and a save by Hrenek. Loose puck lying at the top of the trapezoid. Beyond the goalpost. And now the Kings will take it away with Spence. 13.5 minutes to play in the second period. 1-0 Vegas. On goals from McCallum in the first and Primo from McCallum in the second. It's down by Corcoran, rammed into the boards by Caleb Lawrence, and Kozior holds it in, pinches it off, drops it off toward the middle, wrist shot, score! Bennett Rosmi puts the Kings on the board. Great play by Kozior to keep the puck in the zone, left it off for Rosmi, and it's 2-1 Vegas with 13:07 to play.
Great execution there by the Kings, getting in there aggressively. And Rosmi, he stays up high, patiently trusting his line mates that he's on the ice with, that he's going to be able to get the puck. And when he gets that puck, he's got his head up. He picks up the puck just inside the top of the face-off circle on a great play by Kosior. He lets that shot go, beating the goaltender up high on the blocker side. Kings are on the board. They trail it 2-1.
Rosmi with his first of the weekend. Skated down left side. Yamson boxed a man out and gets it back, tries to leave it back up top, and Kosior holds it in. Kosior still fighting for it. Work free for Thomas. Akil Thomas to the left circle. Wrist shot, save. The loose puck knocked away and sent down into the right corner. And then turned over in the middle, but Vegas can whack it out of the zone. The Kings' goal, Bennett Rosmi is first, assisted by Landon Kosior at 6:53 of the second period to get LA on the board. Yamson tried to shoot it in, got blocked, then gloved it down. Yamson still with it. Leaves it off for Chromiak, and now Yamson again. Tried to get it deep, but it got blocked, and now Chromiak again. Pokes it behind the net for Akil Thomas. Right circle, Clark waits, shoots, and a save by the goaltender, Vickman, with nobody in front. 12:10 to play.
Well, good time for the Kings to answer back just after the Golden Knights built a 2-0 lead. Couple of shifts back down the other way, and good execution, finding the open man up in high slot. Good job by the Kings on the approach, layering themselves. Not everybody getting mesmerized by the puck. Everybody stays back away. Rosmi, when he gets that puck, he's wide open. He's got enough room to be able to step into it a couple of feet, and then he picks his spot, beating the goaltender Vickman up high on the blocker side.
Knights clear it into the neutral zone, and now Brant Clark plays it across for Saprika. Pinelli, and now Clark again in the Kings' end. Saprika comes away down the middle, weaves his way through, had it poked away, picked off by Vegas. Here comes McCallum again. He shoots it. It's blockered away by Hrenak, and out of play with 11:46 remaining in the second period.
Now Saprika tried to knife his way through the neutral zone. One thing he's got to recognize is all three forwards are ahead of him. They're expecting that puck to get in deep. You turn it over, you hang just yourself and your partner out. Fortunately enough that they were able to keep that play. McCallum out to the outside there, allowing the goaltender be able to make that save. Hrenak was able to punch it up over the top of the glass with his blocker, but you got to be a little bit more sure coming through that neutral zone when you're one of the last couple of guys coming out on the breakout.
We check thrown behind the play, and now right side Spence with a little bit of room. Skates ahead and holds up just inside the blue line. Backhands it to the near circle. Up top Spence shoots, tipped in front, the rebound, poked away from Fiddler Schultz by the goalie Vickman. Left corner, and sent back behind the net. Nackbauer chases it down for the Kings. Runs into Ahak. Fiddler Schultz through a check, and then taken away by Sapovalev. Angled off the boards, chased down by the Golden Knights with Gustafsson, but he's angled away from the puck. Kings will get it back with Nackbauer. Can't clear just yet. Approaching the midway point of the second period in the hockey game here in game 2 of the face-off here in San Jose. Offside, and now quickly speeding into the zone down the middle. Sauch to the right side, drop back toward the circle, rolls behind the net. Sauch picks it up again. Bumped into, and it comes free now for Vegas with Svetlikov. Played in front and then deflected down into the corner. Svetlikov leaves it for Cholach. Down in deep now for Sauch. Leaves it for Svetlikov. He's hammered into the boards. Kings play it back behind the net. And now in maintaining possession in their own end. Stretch pass up the near side, tipped in, no icing here against the Kings. Cholach to the near side, Kings changing quickly. And now it's turned over, it bounced in front, and Cholach picked it up before it could get to the net. To the near wall for Morozov, angles it away. Morozov gets it back and now hands it right side. Sent in deep, and Vegas will try to change. Get that top line back out to complete that line with Morozov already on. Side Kings shoot it in. Slowed down by the goaltender. Caleb Lawrence springs into the zone and held in left side, fanned on for a moment. And the Kings with it again, bottom of the left circle with Rosmi. Morozov plays it ahead, and D'Amato backhands it out of the zone. Kosior will track it down for the Kings with 9:44 remaining here in the second period. 2-1 Vegas. The goal from Primo for the Golden Knights here in the second period. Made it 2-0, but then Rosmi scored to make it 2-1. Right side, Thomas upended, went down into the corner boards. And now Vegas with Dean, left circle. Zach Dean shoots off the goaltender and rising out of play. It came back in, and Hrenak lost his goal stick too.
Yeah, pretty good little move there by Dean. Little side step to the outside that opened up a path. He went to the net, and as he got the goaltender, Hrenak leaning to his right, he tried to go back against the grain the other way, throw it upstairs. Goaltender gets a piece of it, prevents it from going in, and we remain 2-1 for the Golden Knights.
You see the Kings maybe pick up the pace, or at least try to, since that second Vegas goal here in the second period, and then, you know, we get a chance to see one of the invitees. You know, something I wrote in the piece for LA Kings Insider yesterday was that it's not always the draft picks who are going to be the ones to wow you here at the Rookie Faceoff. You mentioned in the pregame show that Mark Lajoie, an invitee, was really good yesterday for the Kings, and then of course Taylor Ward, who signed as a free agent out of college last year from the University of Nebraska, Omaha. He was great for the Ontario Reign at the end of last season, and then scored on the power play yesterday, had a really strong effort. Right now, Bennett Rosmi from Germany is the player who has the Kings on the board.
Yeah, just a young player as well, 19 years of age, and that's exactly what this tournament is. It's a showcase for these young players to be able to go out there and show the coaching staff. And again, you know, some of these guys that are here on tryouts for their respective teams, you might get the eye of, you know, one of the other scouts, one of the other organizations that might be looking for you. So you got a good audience here looking at you early in the season, and it just goes to show you all the hard work that you put in through the course of the summer, the things that maybe you had to work on from last season, and if you can apply it and open some eyes up here, you might get yourself a little bit of a path to get an opportunity.
Face-off coming up to the near circle to the right of David Hrenak, and the Kings win the draw, but it's intercepted by Primo behind the net. Tried to center it again, but couldn't connect with McCallum. Primo and McCallum have been impressive today for the Golden Knights. They lead 2-1 on goals by those two. Ahak center point, sends it behind the net for Korzak. The defenseman in deep, comes away with it left corner. Tried to center, took a deflection, and the Golden Knights hold it in with Zach Dean. Right side, sent back to the left side. Ahak shoots off the glove of Brant Clark, who shook it after he took that shot. Seems to be all right. And now the Kings starting up with it again, 8:40 to play, second period. Bouncing puck left side, Kings get it again and shoot it into the zone. Bounce behind the net and the Golden Knights take over with Ahak. Tried to find Korzak, rogue pass, and the Kings hold it in with Brett Kemp, top of the left circle. He stepped away from one man and then came over and tried to play it again, but Korzak takes it away for Vegas. Ahak up the near wall into the neutral zone. He tried to find Gustafsson, but it goes behind the net, no icing. Turned over by Hrenak, tried to center, and it got deflected behind the net. Good play by the Golden Knights to create that opportunity. Near side, Spence finds Francesco Pinelli. Turned over on a bounce off the boards, and Svetlikov with it. Tries to center, and tipped in front, saved by Hrenak. Behind the net, Stouch tried to send it back in front, or rather Sapovalev did. Now behind the net. Check thrown there, and the Kings will come away with it. Up the near side, Brett Kemp with a little bit of room. Tries to center now, it tipped on by Pinelli, and then we'll send it back into the left corner for Taylor Ward. Centering feed, score! Tipped in front, Brett Kemp was there. Jordan Spence was crashing backdoor, and with 7:33 to play in the second period, we're tied at 2 in San Jose.
And the goal is going to be credited to Ward. Ward threw the puck at the net. He had a couple of teammates, one on the back door, one right there at the top of the slot. It ends up going off. One of the Golden Knight defenders beats the goaltender on the short side as he was leaning the other way. So a break there for the Kings. Hard work pays off. They tie the game here at 2, midway through the second period.
And for Taylor Ward, he gets credited with the goal. It's his second in 2 games here in San Jose. Right side, they'll tip it into the zone, deflected off a Kings player up in the air, and the goal in fact will go to Taylor Ward, his second of the weekend so far. And again, that goes back to the point we just made. Sometimes it's not always the draft picks that are going to wow you. Instead, this is deflected in front, didn't get all the way to Hrenak, and then right circle a shot, sliding shot blocked, the rebound, another shot blocked in front by Inamoto. Tried to center and shuffled away by Ollery, back up top, long shot sticked away by the goaltender. And out of play with 7:01 remaining. The Kings' goal scored by Taylor Ward, assisted by Francesco Pinelli and Brett Kemp to tie the game at 2 here with 7:01 remaining in the period.
That just goes to show you how much it benefits when players drive to the net. You look at the position where Ward was when he had the puck. Not much of a threat to score from there, but by having a couple of guys drive towards the net, the potential of a pass being there, a connection on the back door as well, distracts the goaltender, pulls him off the post, and then it ends up going in on the short side.
Corcoran plays it ahead, tried to find D'Amato. It rolls into the left corner for Kozior. Kings come away with it. Nice drop back pass there, and up the right side, Hellenius. Shoots it around the boards. Slowed down by Rosmi, or it looked like it would be. A long shot saved by Vikman with 6:35 to play.
D'Amato with their shot on goal there. That's his third shot of the hockey game. He had a couple of shots back in the first period. One thing that has been noticeable this afternoon in comparison to yesterday's game, the defense has been a lot more active. They're getting pucks through from back on the blue line as well, and that's helping the forwards out. So far, 23 shots on goal. Yesterday's game, throughout the entire game against Colorado, 33 shots total, 23 shots on goal here with 6:35 left in the second period, and we're tied at 2.
Offensive zone faceoff for the Kings. They win it. A shot that got blocked. In the left corner, Hellenius went down, and the Golden Knights out of their own end with Ahak. The left side with D'Amato. He shoots it in and chases it down. Saprika got there first, lost his stick, and then, or Ahak rather, lost his stick, and then he took Ahak out of the play. Clark for Saprika. A rogue pass, but Clark picks it up and swats it out of the zone with one hand. Tapai Ahak played it ahead. Clark knocked it out of the air, but the Kings would have been offside, so all he can do is send it into the zone. 6 minutes to play in the period. D'Amato up the left side, shoots it into the opposite corner. Bounces off the wall, and now Saprika looks up ice again for LA. Banked off the wall, intercepted by Vegas. Poked along, Chromiak tried to take it away, and then backhanded in deep by Vegas with 5:40 to play in the second period. Turned over, and from the left side, Dean leaves it into the corner. Rydell along the blue line, back toward the middle. McCallum turned, tried to leave it for Dean, left circle, but it's blocked and intercepted by the Kings. Up the left side, Yamson tried to lay it off for Thomas, and Yamson sends it behind the net, just out of the reach of Martin Chromiak. Chromiak shuffles it back down into the corner for Thomas, who gets boxed out. Kings hold it in with Pinelli at the hash marks, tied up along the wall, and it squirts free for Yamson. All the way up top for Jordan Spence. He waits, he turns, and hands it off for Thomas, who shoots off a stick and wide, held in by the Kings left side with Angus Booth. Drafted this past year. A long shot wide. Spence on the rebound, centering feed, loose puck, wave and a miss from Thomas, and then chopped out of the zone by San Jose with 4:50 to go in the period.
Yeah, with a lot of traffic in front of the net, that bid by Akil Thomas actually goes off the pipe to the right of the goaltender.
Rolled on net, and Rennick shuffles it aside. Rink wide pass from Spence, and now back for Spence on the near side. He enters the zone, turns and leaves it for Taylor Ward. Ward spins away from a man, leaves it right side for Pinelli, cuts toward the middle. Francesco Pinelli rink wide left side, and trying to throw it in front was Kozior. It got blocked, and then into the left corner for Cholach. Behind the net, Corcoran, off the near wall, played out of the zone. Pinelli shuffled it aside, and now right side, angled in by Sapovalev. Kings will take it from their own end with 4 minutes remaining.
Pinelli's done a good job this afternoon on a couple of occasions back in the first period, here in the second, tracking plays coming back the other way, helping the defense, stripping the Golden Knights forwards of pucks prior to the entry.
Right side, here comes Vegas, sent back to the near side for Lees. Backpedals into the circle, centering feed. It goes wide, out of the zone, 2-on-1 for the Kings if they hurry, if not even better. To the left circle, waiting, centering, and it didn't get on net. Left side, Kings take it again. Sent back up to the far point for Clark. To the near side, Inamoto shoots, looking for a tip. It went wide and away from Kemp as he collects it at the hash marks. Kemp's shoulder check. Rink wide pass to the right circle for the defenseman Inamoto, who's down in deep. The Wisconsin product sends it up top, but fresh off the bench was Eric Ollery, and he just overskated the puck.
Well, the Kings had an outnumbered attack. Looked almost like a 3-on-1, but Kemp held on too long. They didn't even get a shot on goal.
And Nackbauer just couldn't beat out the icing with 3:11 remaining in the period. The Kings leading on the shot board 23-17, but we're tied at 2. Goals from Bennett Rosmi and Taylor Ward here in the second period for LA.
Faceoff comes back deep into the Kings zone to the left of the goaltender, Rennick. This is one you want to bear down on here to take this draw. You want to make sure that anything, worst case scenario, it's a 50-50 puck. This is where the wingers and the defense, they've got to be aware and know what the responsibilities are if that puck lays in that circle.
From the far circle, Fiddler Schultz got knocked over. Gets right back up, and Vegas has it at the right point. Along the blue line, left side, a rising shot. Might have hit a King up high, but play goes on. Everybody seems to be all right. The right side, Knackbauer shoots it in. Chased down by Knackbauer and Fiddler Schultz. Knackbauer sure is a big body as he comes together with somebody on the end boards. It doesn't even have to look hard. It sounds hard, even if it's just a light check into the boards. A quick shot saved by the goaltender Vickman with 2:45 to play.
Yeah, just a quick little release, not much of a threat. It was a Larry there with that shot. Put the puck right back on the net, and again, shot volume a lot better today for the Kings. They went through stretches in the game yesterday against the Avalanche where they went a period there from the late in the first period to early in the second period, about 10 to 12 minutes of playing time without a shot on goal. So a lot more consistency of their flow in the game this afternoon.
Samuel Hellenius can't quite win the draw for the Kings, but the puck's lying there, picked up by Vegas. Primo flicks it out of the zone. Rosmi on the back check knocks over Dean and then picks the puck up himself. Kings in their own end away from McCallum and then into the neutral zone. Here comes LA again up the left side, left into the circle and chopped off the glass. Hellenius on it near corner, turns back up top, sends it for Kozior and then to the right circle now, angled in by Caleb Lawrence. Behind the net, Rosmi. Up top for Kozior, who just couldn't hold it in. And Primo sends it right wing side for Cholach, who gets it deep in the Kings' end with 2 minutes to play in the second period. Kings coming back the other way with it. Had it tied up at the Vegas line along the near wall by Ahak. He takes it away and sends it up for Gustafsson, left wing side. He gets knocked over. Sapovalev was trailing the play, but it's rimmed around to the far side. Vegas takes over with 1:45 to go. The right side, Korzak. Left side, Ahak shoots, scores! Seeing eye shot from Leighton Ahak, and Vegas answers with a goal of their own. They reclaim the lead. It's 3-2 Golden Knights with 1:42 to play in the period.
Well, a great finish there by Ahak. Back there in the left point position, and he's been pretty aggressive throughout the course of the game. He gets the feed from the other side, and as he picks up the puck, he's driving towards the net, taking a look at where the seam is going to come from. He gets the puck from Korzak, and a sliding player for the Kings comes across. One of the defenders cuts in front of the goaltender, may have screened Hrenek from being able to see it, but it beats him over the left shoulder. Perfectly placed shot. Golden Knights up 3-2.
Kings get it in deep. Korzak with another assist. And Ahak on the board once again. He's got a goal and an assist today. With right side, Spence waits and will send it behind the net. Ahak from Korzak and Gustafsson at 18-18 to the period. Right side, Akil Thomas turns and leaves it for Spence to the right circle. Jordan Spence skates around the net all the way up to the blue line again. Center point, Spence turns and leaves it left side. Booth to the left circle, fanned on by Thomas with a minute to go. On the left side, Sapovalev. Thomas reclaims possession for LA and down into the corner. Chromiak for Yamson, shoots, save. And a rebound knocked all the way to the right point where Spence holds it in. Shoots it around and behind the net, Chromiak. Left point and then across for Spence. He shoots, saved by the goaltender with 38 seconds to go.
Well, Jordan Spence putting some pucks on the net. Unofficially 3 shots on goal here in this period. First period he had a couple of looks as well, one that was tipped towards the net, so definitely noticeable. Quarterbacking things from up high there just inside the blue line, utilizing his skating ability, his puck moving ability. He's been a very effective player this afternoon for the Kings.
38.6 seconds to play. Corcoran rims it around the boards away from Saprika. It's a foot race. He'll chase it down, and it won't go far enough for icing. Vegas picks it up, check thrown, and then held in right point. Bobbling puck, a shot, and they score! Floating one at the net. Not sure if it got tipped or if it was just a wobbly shot coming in from the top of the right circle, and I don't think David Hrenek saw it. And Vegas leads 4-2 with 24.5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the defenseman Corcoran, he's going to get credit for the shot. Didn't get a lot on it. It may have gone off a body in front of the net or just a screen. It actually goes off a King stick, but the mistake was made by the Kings. Saprika with the puck in the corner. Just a soft bid coming back up the boards. The Golden Knights seal the boards. They get it back to Corcoran, who puts the puck in the direction of the net and ends up in the back for a 4-2 lead.
Kemp enters the zone, fanned on a chance, but gets it back with 15 seconds left. Ward for Pinelli. Pinelli looks up top. Centering pass was blocked. Clark cuts it off right wing side, and it rolls free to the far side of the ice as the final seconds tick off, and that's going to do it for our first 40 minutes. Vegas's fourth goal, Connor Corcoran his first, assisted by Justin Lees. He gets the lone assist on the goal, and Vegas with two quick answers to the Kings' 2 goals earlier in the period, and Vegas leads 4-2 as we head to the second intermission.
I think the Kings battled back real hard when they were trailing by 2-1, even the game up, even though they got a break on the goal by Ward. I thought they carried some pace, they got some more shots on goal, and unfortunately 2 quick goals by the Golden Knights late in the period gives them a little bit of a breathing room, takes the wind out of the Kings' sails, so they're going to have to go in the locker room. Coach Marco Sturm, I'm sure, will address a few things out there, but the Kings are going to have to regroup. They've got to come out. Next goal of this hockey game in the third period is going to be a big one. Kings definitely needed to scratch their way back into it.
Well, we'll take a break. On the shot board, the Kings lead 26-19, but on the scoreboard, they trail the Vegas Golden Knights 4-2 after 40 minutes. We'll be back for the third period in just a bit here in San Jose. 4-2 Golden Knights as we get ready to start the third period here at the brand new Tech CU Arena in San Jose. Josh Schaefer and Daryl Evans with you today. And Daryl, something that we were just talking about in the intermission, we went and grabbed some food at the brand new arena, took a walk around, and we talked about Jordan Spence. And we kind of said that last year, this showcase was kind of his coming out party. This year, he's not taking anybody by surprise. Instead, it seems like he's way more calm, cool, and collected and controlling the game as opposed to last year.
Yeah, I think that's a good sign of maturity. You look at 40 minutes of play so far that we've seen him, quarterbacking things in a power play, breaking the puck out. After 40 minutes, he, along with Ahak from the Golden Knights, each have 5 shots on goal, both being defensemen, lead the respective team in shots on goal. But he's been very noticeable, but the poise that he's playing with, just the composure that he's had has been very noticeable.
Morozov right side, gets it down into the corner, and Brendan Brisson rims it around the boards to the left side for Ahak. Kings moving from right to left this period. Golden Knights in those dark steel gray jerseys from left to right. Left side, Morozov tried to send it to the blue line and just couldn't hold it in, and it ekes out of the zone. 4-2 Golden Knights. That second line, Primo and McCallum on the wings, both have goals tonight. They've both been very good, as have the top defensive pairing of Leighton Ahak and Caden Korzak. I think they put them together because both of their first names sound like their last names. And then when you put them together, you have 2 first names and 2 last names that sound very similar.
I'm confused.
60 seconds off the clock. See, that's what I'm always trying to do. I mean, I'm up here. If we can do the broadcast and also confuse you at the same time, we're doing something right.
Well, I think it's because I have to walk outside on the roof before I get in here. I've got to get my bearings on when I come back in the building. You
know, it's funny. We haven't mentioned that yet, so anybody who watched both of these last 2 games is probably thinking, wait, what did he just say? Vegas left to right over the red line. Zach Dean down the middle. Feeds it for Primo right side. It was just a little bit behind him. He did a nice job trying to get it in front, but Pinelli was there to break it up for L.A. Kemp up the left side, takes a whack from Corcoran and chases it down. Pinelli left corner, and he's bodied off the puck, and behind the net, it's Cholach who takes it away for Vegas.
Another good job there on the back check. Tracking was Pinelli there as he strips Primo of the puck there just as he was looking to pull the trigger and take the puck to the net.
Saprika's shot sailed over the net and then back into the neutral zone and into the Kings' end with 2 minutes off the clock. Saprika donning number 86 in white. Second straight year playing with the Kings at the rookie face-off. Toward the middle, Saprika takes a man out of the play, and then a diving play by Grant Clark to poke it away. And now it's angled out of the zone, and the Golden Knights will retreat to pick it up with Jace Weir. A handful of returners to this year's rookie face-off. Akil Thomas, who started centering the top line today for L.A., not one of them. He was injured last year and ended up not making the trip out to Scottsdale. Anamoto right corner. And picked up by Nackbauer. He skates up the left wing side and shoots it down into the zone. Might recognize a lot of names out here, but it's not because they were returners to the rookie faceoff. It's not even because they're draft picks. Some of these guys are players that have either recently been signed or within the last year have been signed to either AHL or kind of just free agent deals with either the Kings or the Reign, including Taylor Ward, who's notched 2 goals these last couple of days. And then also players like Justin Nackbauer, Brett Kemp, both on AHL deals the last couple years.
Kings have to do a better job here, trailing by a couple of goals with a few minutes off the clock in the third period. Puck placement on the forecheck, they're just dumping it in. Easy retrieval for the Golden Knights to be able to go back and get the puck, come out without any type of pressure. So if the Kings are looking to score goals, they got to spend more time in the offensive zone and establish a forecheck and some turnovers.
Jordan Spence on the ice now. We talked about him a few minutes ago. Played it back into the neutral zone, and now Morozov tips it deep into the Kings zone off to our right. Jordan Spence gets there first. Awesome rookie season in the AHL and also made an impact with the Kings in the NHL at the end of the season as the Kings will ice it here with 16:20 to play.
Yeah, you look at Jordan Spence when he got recalled by the Kings, ends up getting into 24 games, got into the playoffs as well, picks up a couple of goals and 8 points, but probably what was more impressive was the way that he was able to defend. Not a big body out there, but with his skating ability and his hockey IQ, he was able to get himself in the right position. Some hard work over the summer. Be interesting to see the way things pan out when he gets to the main camp, which will start next week on the 22nd.
Offensive zone faceoff won by the Golden Knights, but it escapes the zone. I'll try to force it back in. Spence, first team All-AHL last year. And now right side, a shot that's deflected out of play off Thomas with 16:07 to go. It's just an awesome rookie year for Jordan Spence. First team All-Star in the AHL. He was also on the All-Rookie team, and he ended up finishing his first season in the American League with 42 points in 48 games. Took him a while to notch his first goal, but he continued to be the quarterback of the power play, and then when he went up to the Kings, didn't take him too long to find a space in the lineup up in the NHL too. Cleared out of the zone by Vegas, and this will be icing against the Golden Knights.
Well, we see Saprika come down aggressively there. McCallum there on the boards, not allowing him to be able to handle that puck clean, and that's the type of pressure Kings will look to establish here on their forecheck. Get in there, not allow the defense that split second of extra time to be able to get their toes turned up the ice, make eye-to-eye contact with one of the forwards. They're going to force the play. When you force the play, that's where mistakes are made, and then you have to be aggressive and take the puck to the net.
Face-off won by Pinelli. Up top for Clark. He spins, he shoots, and a rising shot over the net. Kemp right side behind the net for Frankie Pinelli. Pinelli leaves it for Kemp now to the near corner. Banks it off the near wall for Clark. He skates to the middle. His shot from right there got blocked at the blue line. Kemp keeps it alive, runs into Pinelli, who loses his stick. And then behind the net, it's taken away by Vegas. The Kings will hold it in, though. High slot. Pinelli skates up to the blue line now. Along the blue line for Saprika left side. He bobbled it, but gets it back. Centering feed, tipped in front, off the goaltender and behind the net. Saprika in deep had it, and now Taylor Ward was in on the play as well. Clark will hold it in. Send it back in front, bouncing off the goaltender with Taylor Ward in front of the net, and Vegas chips it back into the neutral zone. One thing about Taylor Ward as he goes back to the bench here, he's donning the A today. One of the 3 on Kings jerseys. No captain, at least not yet. 3 players wore the A yesterday and 3 wearing them today. And a player that hasn't been a member of this organization long but already making an impact. Kozior shoots it in. Bounces behind the net, and Ahat comes out to play it for Vegas. Up the far side, and they still can't get it out of the zone just yet. Held in off of Jordan Gustafson's skates. Caleb Lawrence went down. Now they try to dig it out from skates. Lawrence kicking away at it, but still tied up in Gustafson's skates, and now Lawrence had it for a moment. Held in by the Kings, a shot that got blocked. Lawrence tried to drop it back, now whacks it behind the net. Hellenius. Right corner, fresh off the World Junior Championships over the last couple of weeks. And then backhanded out of the zone. Played ahead by Svetlikov, and then Kozior collects for the Kings behind the net. Kozior, second-year invitee to the rookie face-off by the Kings. He's had a pretty decent game today, too. Poked away from Rosmi, and now the Golden Knights with Svetlikov up the left wing side. Svetlikov played it toward the middle, had it poked away, held in by Vegas. Left circle, centering feed. It's intercepted by the Kings and taken back the other way with 13:45 to go. Up the right side, Riley Fiddler-Schultz had his pass deflected, and now Svetlikov turns up ice again. Got Sauch up the left side. He's dispossessed of the puck, and then taken away by LA with Ollery. Sauch again, chops it into the zone. It rolls on net, shuffled away by Hrenek, and now Kozior behind the net for Ollery. Near side, plays it for Fiddler-Schultz, and taken back by Vegas. Lee's bumped off the puck, but the Golden Knights get it back with Weir, and it's turned over. Ollery darts into the zone, up the left side, turns, drops it back, into the left circle, Akil Thomas. Holds up in the righty forward, skates center point, a shot off the left post, and it stayed out. Picked up by Vegas. Centering feed is intercepted, and here come the Kings again with Atu Yamson. Ollery in front, looking for a tip, can't find Ollery. Thomas backhands it up to the blue line where Clark holds it in. Chopped up in the air into the right corner. Weir is there, or rather Rydell is there, and then toward the far post, the Kings whacked at it, a shot, they score! Martin Chromiak brings the Kings back within one. And with 12:41 to play in regulation, it's the Golden Knights 4 and the Kings 3. Martin Chromiak is on the board for the first time.
Well, there are a lot of bodies around that Golden Knight net. The puck comes out into that slot area. Chromiak was up high there. He found the puck, and with his head up, he was able to pick a spot, found a seam, threw the puck back in the direction of the net. It goes past the goaltender. The goaltender, I don't even think, had a look at it, and it ends up in the back of the cage. Kings to within one. It's 4-3 Golden Knights on the goal by Chromiak.
Martin Chromiak led the Kings in goals at last year's rookie faceoff, and this year he notches his first of the weekend in a tournament. Could be ahead of his first pro season. Morozov's shot deflected and trickled wide. Let's see if the physicality picks up a little bit more here in the third period. Rink-wide pass, left circle, Ahak fakes, shoots, dribbles wide right. Martin Chromiak gets the goal, his first. Left point, Ahak, shot, blocked, and then gets it back toward the right circle, Morozov. His shot blocked again. Chromiak from Yamson and Clark. Clark's third assist of the weekend already. Ahak's shot blocked off the stick blade of Brett Kemp. And Ward chases it down but gets boxed out by Ahak.
Nice job there by Kemp, sacrificing the body, going down right there in that shooting lane, forcing the Golden Knights to take the puck up high, pressuring just inside the blue line, makes the block. Puck exits the zone, relieving the pressure.
Pinelli left it for Rosmi. His shot, I don't think it was intended to go on net, but it got deflected toward the goaltender who makes the save with 11:44 to play.
Well, the Kings got exactly what they needed. They got that next goal to get themselves back to within one. Now we'll see whether in the next ensuing shifts they're able to build a little bit of momentum. The key here will be to get in there, establish the forecheck, pressure, put pucks at the net. And as we've seen when a lot of goals are scored, get traffic around that goal, distract the goaltender, whether you get a redirection or a second attempt. That's where things happen.
11:40 to play in the third period. The Kings are back within a goal after Martin Chromiak has brought them right back in it. The right side in front of the Golden Knights bench. Lawrence waited to play it. The Kings are in onside. Rosmi right circle. Bennett Rosmi collects in the right corner. Back up to the blue line now. Inamoto shoots. Tipped in front and a save by Vikman with Samuel Hellenius. The big-bodied finish forward in front. And now throwing jabs at each other in the left corner with 11:22 remaining.
Yeah, unfortunately on that shot from back of the point, where Hellenius was, he was right there at the top of the blue paint. The goaltender, Vikman, does a good job coming out to meet that shot. So even on the redirection by Hellenius, the puck's not able to change direction too much. He tips it right into the goaltender's equipment. He hangs on. Face-off will be deep in the Golden Knights zone to the right of the goaltender, Vikman.
Chromiak's goal has brought the Kings back in at 44 goals and 86 points in the OHL for Kingston Frontenacs this last year. His second rookie faceoff, and now a quick shot off the faceoff from Lawrence. Wraparound chance. Rosmi backhanded blocked. Rosmi on it again, and the whistle blows. The goaltender lost his stick, and
I think the
they
net
might
just
even
got
need to
slodged
adjust
too.
the net too.
Yep.
Yep.
But a good play there right off the faceoff. We saw Lawrence get that big body there all over that puck. Try to go upstairs, and Vikman, the goaltender for the Golden Knights, feeling a little bit of pressure right now. He elects to skate out, goes over to the far side boards there just to slow things down a little bit as the faceoff will start on the other side.
Vegas wins the D-zone draw. Tried to clear, but Hemmerling got knocked over, and it's held in at least for a moment by Inamoto. And then Hellenius sends it across for Brant Clark. 3 assists in 2 games here in the showcase for Brant Clark, the former 8th overall pick from a year ago. Korzak lifts it out of the zone, but the arm of the official is up, and we will get a penalty with 10:56 to go.
Yeah, I believe it's going to go against the Golden Knights as we saw the Kings goaltender Hrenek making his way to the bench for the extra attacker. It's going to be a holding the stick call against the Golden Knights, so the Kings trailing by 1 will get a chance with their third power play to even the game up.
The Kings were 1 for 5 on the power play yesterday afternoon against the rookies from the defending Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. And today so far 0 for 2. After scoring on their first power play of the weekend, a goal from Taylor Ward on the inside of the right circle, the Kings since then are 0 for 7, or 0 for 6 rather. Center point Spence, feeds right circle. Chromiak dropped it back and it just rolls out of the zone. Matthias Sapovalov sits 2 minutes for holding. 10:35 remaining here in the first period, and 20 seconds off the penalty already. Akil Thomas down the middle, feeds Brant Clark. He sends it down into the corner for Thomas, rims it around away from Chromiak, and Ward just does hold it in. Top of the right circle now to the blue line for Ward, or rather Spence. Clark and Spence back and forth right side. Chromiak shoots, tipped wide. Korzak on it in the corner, backhands it up and out with 45 seconds off the power play time.
Good play there by Korzak. Not an easy play to make. He's forced to his backhand, but he's able to get underneath that puck, elevate it to get the puck out and get to the bench for fresh legs.
Kings in onside. Clark drops it back. Chromiak shoots and scores! Martin Chromiak again! And with 9:58 to play, it's a power play goal for Martin Chromiak. We're tied at 4 here in the third period in San Jose.
Well, it looked like the Golden Knights were doing a pretty good job here on this penalty kill, keeping everything around the perimeter. Kings get the puck. Akil Thomas takes the puck into the zone, takes it down to the left side, gets it over to the left side, and then up high, Chromiak comes in that next layer. He takes the high feed, a quick release. He may have got tapped on the hands just as he pulled the trigger, but with bodies driving towards the net, being Akil Thomas, distracting the goaltender, the power play goal ties the game at 4.
Turning and shooting it back in, Samuel Hellenius. We are tied 4-4 in the final 10 minutes of the third period here in San Jose. Martin Chromiak, his second of the weekend, his second goal. The primary assist, you probably already knew it because it's a Kings goal, so you can narrow it down. Brant Clark, and then the secondary assist to Akil Thomas on the power play at 10:02, and we're tied at 4. Bennett Rosmi out from his own end. For Riley Fiddler-Schultz left side, he shoots it in. Nackbauer chases it down, takes a bump and couldn't collect it. And now he runs through Brendan Brisson, and they're going to call a penalty for it.
I'm kind of curious. They're calling it an elbow, so they're saying that Nackbauer got up high with his elbow. And then I wasn't sure whether or not they were elected maybe to try to put a second call against him as he tripped up the Golden Knights as they were trying to break out with the puck.
And Nackbauer went straight back to the bench, too. They're going to call an elbow and a trip?
They're calling them both, yep. Yeah, I think the players went to the benches anticipating, because of the mid-part of the period, that the ice crew is going to come out and clean the ice up. But again, on a penalty, on a power play, they don't do that.
Now, it was Nackbauer who hit Brendan Brisson, correct?
I believe, yeah, Nackbauer had the elbow in penalty, yes.
Well, Nackbauer is sitting on the bench, and Riley Fiddler-Schultz is in the penalty box.
Golden Knights are going to take a timeout. So Nackbauer had the hit on Brisson, and then it was Fiddler-Schultz that had the tripping penalty.
Yeah, and we saw it there on the replay here, and it was definitely Nackbauer who hit Brendan Brisson, and then when Brisson was trying to get back up, you could see kind of the right side of your screen, Fiddler-Schultz knocked him down to the ice. So it'll be 4 power play minutes here for the Golden Knights.
It should be a 2-man advantage for 2 minutes, because right now they're showing that Fiddler-Schultz got both penalties, which Nackbauer had the elbow in penalty.
Yeah, no, this isn't a double minor. It should be 2 separate penalties.
It should be a 5-on-3.
I mean, no question about it. The penalties were by different players.
Yep.
Unless they're calling something completely different. But if they're calling an elbow, there's no way it's on Fiddler-Schultz. It should have been on Nackbauer.
Well, the official's arm went up the minute that here comes Nackbauer now. Yeah.
So now they're bringing Justin Nackbauer over, which means that they're going, and they've taken the penalties off the board. Yeah. So they're going to get this one right.
5-on-3.
There you go. So it's a 5-on-3. You've got 2 minutes on the board for Riley Fiddler-Schultz, 2 minutes for tripping, and then Justin Nackbauer 2 minutes for elbowing. So you were right, Daryl, and then the officials were correct as well. It'll be a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes for the Vegas Golden Knights, tied at 4 with 9:10 remaining here in the period. And off the faceoff, the Kings win the draw, but it's immediately whistled dead.
Yeah, it's going to be important here. And you see players that Marco Sturm trusting on the ice, a guy like Jordan Spence that he's very familiar with. having coached him last year in with the Kings and into the postseason. And Akil Thomas, a good aggressive player, got good speed, aggressive type of player. Imamoto, he'll be the other one on the other side for on the defensive pairing with Spence. So important for these guys on the initial time when they get possession of the puck, they've got to get it out. Force the Golden Knights to have to skate 200 feet each and every time on the entry.
Face-off won by Vegas, and now Brendan Brisson. Right point sends it across to the top of the circle for Morozov. Down and deep to the right side. And through Morozov's skates. He might have been a little bit off balance because Morozov was at the top of the left circle, Brisson at the top of the right circle, but they wanted to switch to get, a better shot lane for the two of them due to their handedness, as the Kings will clear it again here. And in the midst of changing sides, Morozov couldn't collect that puck. Ahak comes in and leaves it for Brisson. Hellenius takes him out of the play and with one hand shuffles it out of the zone, then gets taken down. It looked like the Kings might have wanted a call there, but they won't get one. Morozov had it poked off his stick by Brant Clark. And now Brisson regroups.
Sammy Hellenius, the advantage of having a player 6'6". He was able to reach that puck there. A lot of guys wouldn't have been able to sweep that out, but with his reach, he was able to get a stick on it.
8:12 to go in regulation. 1 minute remaining on the 5-on-3 power play for Vegas, and we're tied at 4 here in San Jose. Right side, Ahak around the near circle. Rink wide to the left circle now. Morozov fanned on it. It's cleared by L.A. Down to 45 seconds to go. Brisson tries to catch the Kings in a change. He loses the puck, but was able to poke it along the boards. Down into the corner, Spence rims it around. It bounces toward Korzak and then chopped out of the zone by the Kings. It stays in play, and down to just half a minute remaining on the Kings' penalties. Korzak down the middle. The righty D-man leaves it, and now McCallum left it for Corcoran, who shoots it around. Second unit comes on here, and Korzak left point. To the right side, Corcoran. These two want to switch now. Korzak down into the right corner. 10 seconds remaining. Vikman pounding his stick at the other side of the ice. To the right circle now. Up top, Corcoran shoots. Blocked in front. Gets the rebound. Corcoran to the right side. A shot. Saved by Hrenak again. Knocked down by the Kings, but they can't clear yet. LA is back to full strength. Two men out of the penalty box here. And the Golden Knights still with it to the blue line. Korzak waits, stick handles, weaves his way through. A penalty is upcoming against the Kings. As Korzak was weaving his way through, they're going to call the Kings for interference.
Yeah, it's going to be Inamoto going to the penalty box for the interference call. And what a big part he played on this penalty kill. Sacrificing the body, getting into those shooting lanes, utilizing his strength and size in the battles along the boards. Very impressive on the penalty kill. One of the reasons why the Kings were able to get through that two-man disadvantage for a full 2 minutes. They didn't even surrender one shot on goal. In fact, statistically, the Kings outshot the Golden Knights. Brant Clark with a short-handed shot coming from his own zone, but be it was a shot on goal. So now the King penalty killer is forced to go back to work. Face off deep in the King zone, this time to the left of the goaltender, Hrenak.
And they're going to whistle this dead because Saprika and Primo are jabbing at each other. You might think, who is number 43 Inamoto blocking all these shots on the power play? Well, he just finished top 5 in the NCAA in blocked shots, both as a junior and a senior at the University of Wisconsin the last few years. Right side, Brisson. It's the top unit again, but now with Inamoto in the penalty box. Tried a rink-wide pass, but the Kings intercepted, couldn't clear. Ahak waits, bodies in front, hands it off left side. Morozov rink-wide, got deflected slightly, and now Brendan Brisson. He waits. Brisson, the former first-rounder, back to the blue line, deflected out by Hellenius, and the Kings can change.
There it is, that big, long reach again by Hellenius, able to get that stick in that passing lane, preventing them from getting the puck to the top of the umbrella there for Ahak, who was way up top there looking to get a shot.
Ahak left side, and the Golden Knights are offside with 1:22 remaining on the penalty to Inamoto.
Kings penalty killers were able to get 4 abreast across the line there. On defense, you've got Spence along with Booth, and then up front, you see Pinelli, who's been very aggressive, especially on tracking plays coming back. Akil Thomas with quickness in his game, and that's going to be the key to their penalty kill to have success, as those guys reading the play well and then just jumping on those 50-50 pucks.
Nice play by Akil Thomas. Saw the puck tied up in Pinelli's skates, and he just slashed it away, but the Kings turn it over with Corcoran. Vegas back in cleanly here, but Akil Thomas reaches in, scrapes the puck away, and clears for the Kings with a minute remaining on the penalty to Inamoto.
Heads-up play there by Akil Thomas. He was going one direction, realized he didn't have the puck with him, put the brakes on, reaches back, and with his strength, wins a puck battle to be able to get control of the puck and then clear it out.
McCallum, right side now. Drop back, a shot that might have been deflected off of Hrenak and wide. 40 seconds to go, the Kings take over, and they will clear the puck the length of the ice.
Yeah, it might have been Spence actually that got a stick on that puck just before it got through to goaltender Hrenak as they tried to get it into the middle of the slot there for the quick release.
David Hrenak has been beaten 4 times today, but he's also made a couple of big-time stops. Morozov down the middle, weaves to the left, shoots it off the far wall, and comes together with Kozior in the trapezoid. Primo muscles it away. Dean up to the left point now. Ahak for Dean, left circle. Down in deep now, Morozov. Peeks around the net, finds Brisson right circle. Up top for Ahak. He shoots wide left looking for a tip. Inamoto out of the penalty box, and the Kings will clear it the length of the ice. This will not go far enough for icing, and the Kings can change without penalty here, down to 4:35 remaining in regulation. The Kings have scored twice here in the third period, both goals from Martin Chromiak. Right side, guided along by the Kings, picked up by Atu Jamson with an assist here in the period. Turned over, and then up the right side, shrugging off a check there was Hemmerling, and then down into the right corner. Played behind the net now by the Kings. Now trying to look up ice, it's nearly turned over, and between the circles, the puck is swept away. Now behind the net again with Angus Booth. Peeks around the cage again. 4 minutes remaining here in regulation. Kings and Golden Knights locked at 4. Booth nearly fanned on it. Gets it back and feeds Jamson left side. Jamson with Akil Thomas behind him. Takes it around the trapezoid as it swept off his stick, and Chromiak comes in to try to guide it along. Right side, Clark pinches off the play and keeps it in. Well, rather, that's Jordan Spence now. Sent back through neutral ice. Inamoto in a foot race with Lees, and he wins that foot race, comes away with the puck. Played through the neutral zone for Chromiak. The Kings were changing, and they will look like they're going to get called for too many men. It was played back for Spence in front of the Kings bench as a player was hopping on the ice. And that player, I don't remember who it was. I couldn't get a good look at it. I think it was Bennett Rosmi. He was jumping back onto the bench as Spence played the puck.
No, I think it might have been Kozior, the defenseman, because it would have been a defenseman coming on the ice before Spence, because Spence was heading to the bench.
Yeah, 63, not 83. But Spence played it as Kozior leapt back toward the Kings bench, and instead, LA will get caught for too many men, and Vegas will have another power play.
Yeah, it's going to be Nackbauer going to the penalty box to serve the penalty for too many men on the ice. So 4 straight power plays for the Golden Knights here. They are 0 for 3 with the man advantage.
And the Kings 8 for 8 on the penalty kill as this is tipped up in the air and about 3 or 4 rows deep into the seats here at TechCU Arena. A decent crowd today for game 1 of the rookie tournament, a 2 p.m. game here.
This is the largest crowd I've ever experienced in this building. That's accurate.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. Absolutely not. I am very curious to see what.
Well, I'm sure they had a lot more last night.
I'm sure they had a lot for the Sharks. The Sharks rookies played here in the late game last night. I'm sure it was a good crowd. We didn't get official numbers, but we'll have to ask our statistician and rules expert Jared Shaffrin if he heard anything. But Kings and Sharks Monday at 3 p.m. It's a weekday. See what we get. Hoping for a good crowd, though. Kings will clear it. Justin Nackbauer sits in the penalty box for the Kings. He's going to serve that minor. And Korzak looks left side. Knights into the zone, but held up just inside the blue line, and the Kings will clear.
Nice job there by Ward, sealing the Golden Knights right there just inside the blue line, not allowing them to be able to penetrate a little bit deeper and get set up on the half wall.
Up the right wing side, poked off of a stick, and looked like the Golden Knights were going to be offside, and they were. Corcoran retreats to pick it up, feels pressure from Francesco Pinelli. The Kings will play it into the zone, And we'll get a few new players on the ice.
Sammy Helenius there making his way over to the bench, and he's been very effective on a penalty kill. I think if he finds a way to make his way into the NHL, it's going to be a niche for him. Bear down in the face-off circle, become a real good penalty killer, and I think he'll have a home for a lot of years.
Well, we've seen him do similar things both in the AHL at the end of last season and in World Juniors with Team Finland. Big face-off guy for the Finns. Center point, Ahak feeds left circle. A shot fired well wide. It takes a healthy jump off the boards past Brisson and out of the zone with 2 minutes remaining in regulation and 35 seconds to go on the minor penalty for the Kings. Ahak down the middle, leaves it for Zach Dean, a first-round pick from last year. Down the middle, hands it off for Brisson right side. To the blue line for Ahak. He waits, he slings it left circle. Morozov was ready to tee one up, but the pass went into his skates. Up top, Ahak shoots, tipped, blocked in front off of two Kings, and then taken away by Taylor Ward. Ward shoots it off the glass, off of the glove of Morozov and not out. Held in, right circle, a shot, fanned on partially by Brisson. Nackbauer's stepping up out of the penalty box, and the Kings will block the shot with Inamoto. Here come the Kings up ice. Tyler Inamoto, the lefty D-man on the far side, chips it in. Nackbauer goes to the bench. Helenius on the forecheck here a little bit with 1:15 remaining in regulation.
Another block there by Inamoto there. Great job, good read, sacrificing the body, getting in down low there in the slot.
Turned over, Akil Thomas enters the zone. Drop back, Brant Clark to the middle, shoots, blocked, gets it back. Clark, center point, long shot blocked again by Ahak. And now Thomas gets taken down in the corner and then sent back, a bouncing puck to the neutral zone with 1 minute remaining in the third period. Clark up to the blue line, tipped in by Thomas. Chromiak chases it down, chops at it, and keeps the play alive. Cholach retreats for Vegas, clears it ahead now for Gustafsson, and into the neutral zone for Hemmerling, or rather D'Amato right side. Korzak, D'Amato shoots, kicked out Hrenak, and the rebound swept away by the Kings. And now, numbers for LA. Pinelli to the left, he's got Chromiak in front for Chromiak, but it got deflected up to the circle on the far side. Chromiak for Pinelli, around the hash marks, up top, rink wide pass looking for Kemp, and a good defensive stick there for the Golden Knights, tipped it out of play with 21 seconds to go.
Well, just talking to our statistician guy up here in the booth, Josh, right next to us, the stats that he's been keeping so far in the game, unofficially, the 4 power plays by the Golden Knights, including a 2-man advantage for a full 2 minutes. The Kings penalty killers have not surrendered a shot on goal yet. The guys have done a great job at stepping into those shooting lanes. Guys like Inamoto, that he went in there, he sacrificed at least on 3 occasions there blocking shots.
Pinelli for the face-off here, wins the draw. Ward cuts to the middle, leaves it for Spence at the circle. Spence shoots, it got blocked just wide. Held in by Clark right side with 14 seconds to go. Behind the net, taken away by Kemp. He's angled off the puck, and Morozov picks it up with 10 seconds to go. Into the neutral zone, and Spence takes a man out of the play. Nice job defensively there by Jordan Spence. Puck's in the right corner, and that's going to do it for regulation. And Clark got hit up high by one of the Golden Knights players. Couldn't see who it was, but Brant Clark is laying on the ice.
Yeah, there was direct contact to the head, and I'm not sure whether or not that was the player they were looking to make contact with. I think they were going after Spence because Spence had the hit over on the other side.
Looked like it was Sauch who ran into Brant Clark, who's laying on his back in the LA zone. And man, it was as the buzzer sounded, and Sauch took a run at Brant Clark.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a major penalty.
Even got a few boos from the San Jose crowd here. You never want to see that, especially in a situation like this and the rookie face-off, but also, you know, when you just don't want guys to get hurt right at the end of the period. Clark seems to be okay. He's being helped off by Ontario Reign athletic trainer Andrew Oddie.
Yeah, they haven't shown a replay, and I don't think that they will, being the type of hit that it was. So we're not going to be able to get another look at it right now. But an unfortunate hit. Good sign that Brant Clark is back up on his feet, standing on the bench. Was able to get there, didn't have to throw his arms around the trainers, making his way off the ice. But the officials here are still trying to decide. We haven't seen exactly what the call is going to be yet.
Two goals in the third period for LA, both scored by Martin Chromiak. This is his first game of the weekend, and Chromiak burst onto the scene in the third period here. Chromiak's first from Atu Jamson and Brant Clark. Clark's third assist of the weekend at 7:19. And then just 3 minutes later, Chromiak again assisted by, you guessed, Brant Clark and Akil Thomas on the power play. That snapped an 0-for-6 streak on the man advantage for the Kings and tied the game at 4. And now it appears that the Kings are going to be on the power play to start the overtime period.
Yeah, the officials right now are over talking to Souch in the penalty box, and I'm not sure whether or not they're telling him it's a major penalty or what they're telling him, but nothing has been put on the board again, but no indication that it's a major. I think they've made their decision, but I don't know what's going on down there.
Souch took a run at Brant Clark right as regulation time expired on the score clock. And Clark took a few minutes, or a few seconds to get up, and now Souch is standing up in the Golden Knights penalty box. He's standing up, he's stepping out. That means he's gone. Five minutes on the board for the overtime period, and the Kings will have a power play, seems like, for all 5 if they need it.
Yep, if it takes 5 minutes to put one in, they'll have it for all 5 by the looks of it. Lee's in the penalty box serving the penalty. Again, sudden death, a lot of extra space on the ice for the Kings, so it should be a 4-on-3 advantage, but here comes, actually Clark's making his way on the ice for the power play, so that's a good sign.
That's a very good sign. I talked with Brant Clark after the game yesterday, and I said, Brant, you know, when you're in a situation where you're on the power play or you're pulling the goalie down by a goal at the end, but also it's the rookie tournament and you're trying to develop prospects here, what do the coaches tell you? And he said, basically, they say, hey, we're pulling the goalie, or hey, it's a power play, but we're not going to do anything fancy here. You guys are good. Go figure it out. Put some pucks on net and see what happens. So let's see what we get here in overtime as Akil Thomas starts up the left side. Steps into the zone, feeds it to the right point for Martin Chromiak. To the middle, center point, Brant Clark. To the left circle, and then back up top again for Clark. Back pedals, right circle, Chromiak shoots, got blocked, their loose puck, picked up by Chromiak, nice job to fight for it. And now Spence skates toward the middle, looks left, Clark shoots, deflected wide. Chromiak on it, right circle. It's a 5-minute major penalty to Souch, Carter Souch of the Golden Knights, and now Clark shoots, tipped up in the air, glove down by Vegas, and cleared.
Yeah, it looked like that shot there by Clark from up high ends up hitting Akil Thomas, who was in front of the net trying to provide the screen. On a couple of occasions, we see Clark and Jordan Spence switching positions, trying to get Spence at the top of the umbrella, and I think that's the best decision for the Kings to make, have Spence quarterbacking from up high.
Spence hands it off for Clark. Now Spence shoots, save, Vickman no rebound.
That's a nice little play there, a give and go by Spence with Clark. Spence up top, gives it to Clark, switching position, putting Clark at the top of the umbrella, and then Spence drifts off to his left, sets himself up for the one-timer. That play happened so quickly that Akil Thomas, who was in front of the net, providing the distraction of the screen, couldn't quite take away the sight lines of the goaltender Vickman as he was able to get his eyes on it and make the save.
3:52 remaining in overtime. 4-on-3 power play for the Kings for as long as they need. Right side, Ward. Back to the right point, Angus Booth, the lefty D-man, hands it off. Taylor Ward, back for Booth. Center point, swings left circle. Pinelli turns, drops it back. Booth shoots, blocked in front. Ward right circle to the blue line. Booth, left circle now. Pinelli waits, spins back around the top of the circle with 3.5 to go. Pinelli center point to the left circle for Angus Booth, up top for Ward. Ward slowly into the left circle, turns around in the corner, scans the ice to the top of the circle, still steps away from Daniel D'Amato. From the hash marks to the blue line now, Booth, right circle, Pinelli shoots, and a save by Vickman, and Hellenius in front. Takes a couple of shoves. Cholach from Corcoran, and now he steps away with 3:07 remaining in the overtime session.
Pretty predictable there as they're trying to set up Pinelli for the one-time feed. Hellenius using that big body of his, wasn't able to quite get square with the goaltender, so the goaltender Vickman was able to get his eyes on it. He again makes the save. So far here on this power play, King's been credited with 3 shots on goal and a man advantage.
Carter Sauch, his penalty officially a 10-minute misconduct for check to the head, served by Justin Lees. Spence to the blue line, left circle, and back up top for Spence. Skates to the top of the near circle, turns and drops it back for Clark. He waits, he shoots, it's blocked in front, and a save by Vickman as Clark kind of just threw one on net. A little bit of an awkward save for Jesper Vickman, but saw it the whole way and didn't give up any rebound either.
I think the Kings need to mix it up here a little bit. They got that first unit back. I'd like to see them attack from down low, and what that'll do is it'll break down the penalty killers. Right now, they're pretty predictable as that's the play that they're trying to set up.
Thomas wins the faceoff, and Spence skates to the middle, then hands it off for Clark left side. Clark, right circle, Chromiak tried to center it, and it got blocked off a skate. Clark with it now. Center point to the high slot, to the circle. Clark still patiently with it. Now Chromiak up top. Chromiak shoots, blocked in front. The rebound sucked into the chest of the goaltender, Vickman. A couple of those with a body in front. There have been a few times here in this overtime on the power play where the Kings have put the puck in front of the net, and even with Vegas players there to block the shots, they've been up in the air, and the goaltender's had to bring his eyes up and then down just to look for the puck.
Yeah, they're getting the initial shot through from up high, but unfortunately they're not posing much of a threat on those shots. They tried to make one play down there. It looked like they tried to get to Akil Thomas down low.
Left side shot, another big block there by Corcoran. Nice play, shorthanded. Right side, Chromiak waits, shoots wide right. Just flung it wide of the iron, and a great play by Akil Thomas to keep it alive. Chromiak with 2:12 to go on the power play and in overtime. Clark shoots, tip, save, rebound, loose puck in the blue paint, off the left post, it stayed out, and then swept out of the zone by Vegas. Inches away from an overtime Kings win. Clark steps back in, up to the left side, and then Chromiak back on the right for Spence. Atop the left circle, skates in deep. Toward the circle, leaves it back for Clark, but not on his stick blade. Had to collect. Now Spence shoots, blocked, right back to him on the rebound. Chromiak, right circle, waits, back up top for Clark. He creeps in on the 4-on-3 for Spence, left circle. They'll want to redo it with 1:35 to go. Spence shoots, kicked out, the rebound, Clark on top of it, and then swept into the corner. Thomas up top now for Spence. He creeps in, Thomas wanted to shoot, couldn't get it off, and now Spence waits high slot with 1:20 to go. Spence waits, shoots, blocked, the rebound, knocked away by Vegas with 1:18 to go.
I think the Kings have to find a way to incorporate Chromiak a little bit more. He's got a couple of goals in the game. He's a pure goal scorer, 44 goals in the season last year in junior. Guy like him on a 4-on-3 advantage should get his looks.
He's got 2 goals tonight, the 2 third-period goals for LA. Booth over the blue line, left to right on the far side of the ice, shoots it behind the net. Ahak rims it around and out of the zone with 1 minute to go in the overtime. The Golden Knights have killed off the first 4 minutes of this 4-on-3 major penalty in overtime. They've got to kill the next 47. D'Amato clears it the length of the ice.
In the first 4 minutes of the power play, Kings power play unit has been credited with 8 shots on goal, but none of them have found a way past the goaltender Vickman to keep the game knotted at 4.
35 seconds left. Ward over into the Vegas zone. Top of the right circle. Taylor Ward to the blue line. Booth fakes a shot, gives it for Pinelli. Rink wide. Ward left circle. Couldn't get the shot off, and Hellenius picks it up for LA. 20 seconds to go. Ward at the hash marks, mishandled for a second, but gets it back. Ward up top for Booth. Right circle, Pinelli. Back for Ward. Tried to flip the ice there. 10 seconds to go. Ward waits, shoots, blocked. Pinelli shoots, glove saved by the goaltender. Chipped up in the air, and Vegas will clear it, and that's going to do it for overtime. Oh, my.
Well, it sure looked like the game was going to come to an end there in the dying seconds. A shot that was attempted from the right side of the goaltender comes out to the other side. Pinelli throws it upstairs, short side, whether it goes off the inside of the pipe or the goaltender gets a piece of it. The Golden Knights prevent it from going in and successfully kill a 5-minute 4-on-3 disadvantage in overtime to send this one into a shootout.
Well, the Kings certainly had their chances in the overtime, and despite not coming up with a goal on the 5-minute power play, there were a lot of positives to take from it, but Vegas just does a really good job getting players in the shooting lanes. The Kings were able to move the puck pretty well, but they could have had even more shots on goal. if Vegas hadn't been throwing the body left and right to block shots. And then, of course, great goaltending from Vikman to deny the Kings of a couple grade A scoring chances. And that last one as time was expiring. This thing, though, the middle game of the weekend showcase has turned out to be one heck of a hockey game. And so we'll go to a shootout. David Hrenak occupies the Kings net to our right. And Jesper Vikman occupies the Golden Knights net off to our left. And shooting first for Vegas, the lefty shooting forward out of the Western Hockey League, Jordan Gustafsson. Skates toward the middle, picks the logo off the San Jose Barracuda logo at center, skates toward the near circle, backhand, forehand, put it wide.
Well, Gustafsson, a left-handed shot, comes in, comes down his off wing on the right side. As he's drifting to the left, he's trying to get Hrenak, the goaltender, open up. And then when that path wasn't there, he tried to sweep it around the extended right leg of the goaltender. Goes off the end of his stick. Good job there by Hrenak holding his ground.
And now Akil Thomas played a big part in a couple of shootouts in the American Hockey League this year for the Ontario Reign. And now the righty shooting forward with experience in this showcase picks it up. Weaves to the near circle. Thomas waits, backhand, scores! Opened up the goaltender. And Akil Thomas gives the Kings a goal. And after one full round of the shootout, it's the Kings 1 and the Golden Knights nothing.
Nice effort there by Akil Thomas. He comes in almost at game pace. He's got some speed underneath him. Head up the entire time, maybe looking to shoot down the left side a little bit. Fakes the shot and pulls it back through, slides it around the right leg for a goal.
Here is Brendan Brisson, the lefty forward, shoots, and a sprawling, stacking the pad save by David Hrenak. That takes a little bit of guts, and he went for it, and it worked.
That's the key of having your head up as a goaltender there. Brisson maybe for a split second there didn't see the goaltender come out quite as aggressively there as he tried to chip it over the top of him, but give Hrenak his marks there for making that slide and save.
And now look, defenseman Brandt Clark can win it for the Kings with a goal here. The righty defenseman, right circle, Clark scores! Brandt Clark, 5-hole, no celebration, he steps off the ice and that does it. Yeah, they're telling me to come back on. All right. Maybe that doesn't do it. And that means we might be doing 5 rounds? Or no, that's it.
The officials are a little undecided as well, but yeah, it's going to be a 3-round shootout by the looks of it now.
All right. Brandt Clark opened the door himself and walked off the ice. Opened up the goaltender with a 5-hole wrist shot to win the game in the shootout for the Kings. And after the shootout, LA wins game 2 of the rookie faceoff. A final score in the shootout, it's the Kings 5 and the Golden Knights 4.
Well, a solid game there by the Kings, battling back, trailing by a couple of goals going into the third period. It took a complete team effort. They had to rely upon the penalty killers who went 4 for 4 in the hockey game. And again, I don't think they surrendered a shot, including a full 2-minute, 2-man disadvantage in that third period. Guys did a great job blocking shots. A couple of timely saves at even strength for the goaltender, Hrenak, and then in the shootout as well. So well-earned victory for the Kings as they even up now after 2 games, a win and a loss, and they'll get ready for Game 3 on Monday against the San Jose Sharks.
Shots on goal in the overtime, the Kings had 8 for a 3-period plus overtime total of 42. The Golden Knights with 24 in the game. On the power play, the Kings go 1 for 4, including the game-tying goal in the third period. The Golden Knights 0 for 4, and that means the Kings, through 2 games in this rookie faceoff, are a perfect 9 for 9 on the penalty kill. The goal scorers tonight for the Kings, well, it was a fun one, especially at the start of the third period when the Kings really kicked it into gear and started to get back on track in the third period and overtime. The goal scorers today for the Kings, trailing 2-0, Bennett Rosmi, assisted by Landon Kozior in the second period, followed by Taylor Ward, his second of the weekend, assisted by Francesco Pinelli and Brett Kemp to tie the game. The Golden Knights scored 2 goals in 1 minute and 18 seconds at the end of the second period to go up 4-2. But in the third period, Martin Chromiak, he had 3 goals last year in this showcase. He has 2 in the third. 7:19 into the third, Chromiak from Atu Yamson and Brandt Clark with his 3rd assist of the weekend. And then at 10:02, Chromiak second from Brandt Clark and Akil Thomas on the power play that tied the game at 4. And Brandt Clark kind of fitting that he'd get the dagger at the end of this one after getting hit as time expired. An illegal check to the head from Carter Sauch of the Golden Knights. And Brant Clark was down for a few moments, got back up, comes back out and plays almost the whole overtime, and then ends the game in the shootout with goals from Clark and Akil Thomas to give the Kings a 5-4 win in Game 2.
Yeah, just a great team effort. Again, you know, when you win games from trailing, those are character builders. And expected to see special teams here this early in the season not to be sharp, but the Kings penalty killers have found a way to get the job done. Credit the guys stepping into those shooting lanes. Inamoto did a great job blocking shots. Akil Thomas was really good on the penalty kill as well. And again, all 4 of those power plays by the Golden Knights coming in the third period when they had a chance to expand upon their lead. So good job there for the Kings, and they'll look to finish off the tournament on Monday with a win against San Jose before they go back home and get ready for the main camp.
Off day tomorrow here in San Jose for the Kings. And stay tuned to LAKings.com and LA Kings Insider for full coverage of the 2022 Rookie Showcase here in San Jose. The Kings are back in action, like Daryl said, on Monday, a 3 p.m. puck drop against the showcase hosts, the San Jose Sharks, here at Tech CU Arena. That game will be, once again, on LAKings.com. For former Kings winger Daryl Evans, our outstanding Black Dog hockey production crew, including our producer Ryan Carlson, I'm Josh Schaefer saying so long, Kings fans. We'll see you on Monday on LAKings.com here in San Jose. Have a great afternoon, everybody.